Gather in, freaks, because we're going out into the woods. And you know what lives in the woods, don't you? Evil. So us here at Hey, Did You See This One are going to come right at you with a live beehive and a chainsaw on the end. Hit it.
With its covers tightly sealed and nightmares lurking within, the ancient book stirs ominously, whispering of unspeakable horrors and twisted sacrifices that have plagued the brave souls who dared to peek inside. But beware, for one of our sinister hosts has made a ghastly discovery. As the yellow pages were last turned, a malevolent truth unraveled. Pages are missing, each one leading to a dark realm far more terrifying than the tome itself. A place where madness reigns, monstrous abominations lurk, and mayhem consumes all who venture too deeply. This chilling revelation serves as a stark reminder that monsters manifest in a myriad of forms. And Hey, Did You See This One? Invites you to brave the darkest corners of mind, matter, and mystery in search of the Grimoire of Familiar Killers. Lost Pages.
Hi, it's me, Steven Boba Blackfly Waters, co-host of the show. Hey, did you see this one? The internet movie, TV, radio podcast where we take a movie and we talk the absolute hell out of it for probably like 3 hours or something. Some say it's too long. Some say it's not long enough. I agree with both. We are today doing what number is it, Jason?
235.
Episode 235, and that's Jason, the other co-host of the show. And we are, of course, welcoming back for the 900th time Cass Hodgins. Welcome back
Thank
to the show.
you. Happy to be here as always.
It's good to see you. I haven't seen you in so long.
I know. It's like I almost forgot what your face looked like for a second.
Just kidding. I saw you less than 24 hours ago.
Yeah, we hung out last night pretty hard.
So
watch
hard.
this film. How's everybody doing out there in TV land?
I hope everyone's doing well.
Steven?
Yes.
Before we begin, what is on your head?
It's a crown. And I'd I'd like for you not to draw attention to it, please.
Well, I'm so sorry. I just thought you might want some attention with the crown that was on your head.
It's holding I have
a very bad headache right now, and this thing is a weird
Oh.
level of tightness that when I put it on, it helps alleviate the head pain. So when I'm walking around with a migraine, I'm literally wearing a crown.
I love that.
Fun
It actually
fact.
it looks cool.
Oh, thank you.
I was just confused.
Yep, this is my migraine crown.
Hey.
So we are, of course, here again, as we are every week, to talk about a film. And the film that we are talking about this week is Tucker and Dale versus Evil, because the theme this month is, of course, the Grimoire of Familiar Killers, Lost Pages, something or other, funny time to die, or whatever you call it, Jason.
Laugh or die. I want to point out too that you came up with that name. We were
Laugh or
chatting.
die?
Yeah, you said I don't know, laugh or die or something, and I was like, type.
You know what? I think funny time to die is better.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we're doing Tucker and Dale. It's continuing our horror comedy month. It's been a great month so far. All of the films we've done are both funny and good. I don't think we've had a bad movie this month. Usually every month we've got at least one stinker where we're all kind of like, ugh. I mean, I didn't really care for one of them that much, but it was fine. It's fine. Not like I wouldn't recommend it, you know? Hi, Bianca. Welcome to the show. Yes. So before we get into the meat or potatoes of the episode, we have to appease the movie god, Zardos himself, because if we don't, he'll spit machine guns at us and kill us. Wrong button.
Boo.
Zardos speaks to you. He demands you synopsize this film. Tell him how, why, who, what occurs in this film.
Wow. We better do a good job.
Good.
He's a scary stonehead man.
It's true. He will vomit. What did you say? Vomit machine guns on you?
He'll puke out machine guns at us and ammo.
And ammo.
Wait, for us to use against him? Like they're
No,
separate?
I assume that they'll just go off and kill
Oh,
us.
okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I can do this pretty quickly if you guys want me to do it.
Yeah, maybe.
Sure, if you want. Yeah.
Okay.
Go
So
for
the
it.
movie Tucker and Dale versus Evil is about a group of college kids that are going out into the woods to go camping, while simultaneously a couple of hillbillies are going to their brand new vacation home purchased by Tucker, who is played by Alan Tudyk. The college students are kind of like prejudicial idiots, and they think that these two hillbillies are basically slasher movie villains, just based entirely on the fact that they're dressed like country folk.
Also could have been the scythe, but
and the gear that they have. Yeah. But they make that assumption before they even see the scythe. So you kind of see where their minds are at. And through a series of misfortune, the college kids slowly start accidentally killing themselves over and over again, which gives the appearance to them that Tucker and Dale are in fact killing them, which they aren't. They're just accidentally pushing them in the right direction for them to have horrible accidents. It's, a comedy of errors in every way, and it's beautiful. But it ends in sort of a standoff between one of the hillbillies and one of the college students, who basically becomes the true villain of the movie. He almost becomes the true villain of the movie immediately. Let's be clear. He's a prick from the minute he starts talking. Up until the minute that he dies. Or does he die? He doesn't die. This movie has a sequel bait.
Spoilers.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Sorry, spoiler alert. I won't spoil the true the true spoiler alert is at the end. We'll reveal that information as we talk. But yeah, that's more or less how it happens. It's a really simple movie, but it's so well executed, and even though it's kind of dated at this point in terms of when it was released, I don't think any of the humor has aged poorly. There's no aggressive homophobia. There's a little bit of misogyny, but it's kind of safe and tongue in cheek for the most part, because
Also
this movie,
kind of for the plot in a way.
yeah,
Like it doesn't seem like it's out of nowhere just for the sake of it.
Yeah, and the movie is very satirical in a sense. It's not like it's not a parody, but it's got elements from other movies that will be familiar to people who are fans of the slasher genre, which this movie is basically like a massive love letter to, but turning the formula on its head in a very unique and fun way.
Mm-hmm.
If you
Yeah.
watched our Cabin in the Woods episode a couple weeks ago, it's got a very similar sort of paying homage to the greats, but this one is a little bit more like cartoonish, and they made a cut of this movie that it's only 3 minutes long. It's more like a trailer that essentially makes it from the point of view of the kids, as though Tucker and Dale were the killers. And it's pretty compelling. We were supposed to watch it last night. We of course just got up and left as soon as the movie was over.
I was supposed to go home, but then I went and had more beer at a bar. Whoopsies.
Oops.
Yeah.
That was maybe my fault.
And then I forced Cass to listen to my idea for a story that I spent an hour telling Cass about.
That's
spoilers. It seems like a good story.
Whoa.
Saying.
You know.
This is a great line from the movie.
Incredible.
It's true, and that's
sort
kind of what
suicide pact. I don't know.
Oh, hi, officer. We just mind our own business. What a bunch of college kids trying to kill themselves over on property. So, yeah, I love this movie, and I was kind of in a state to fear rewatching it because a lot of the movies that we've done this month haven't aged all that well. I think Slither is fine, but even College in the Woods, Cabin in the Woods, it has that sort of like Whedon sweatiness to it that like it's like everybody's a fucking cool guy or whatever. I'm like, not everybody has to be quippy, you dildo. But anyway,
Grant sort of does have to be quippy though, and he does need a bong that's also a mug. That one makes sense.
Well, that character should be quippy, but literally everybody else is also like the smartest person in the room, and it's like, shut up. These
not
people
how that
are
works.
annoying. Yeah, but I mean,
and then
that's
Slither
his,
was a little bit.
That's his writing style.
So there was a little bit more like tongue in cheek, and almost at the end of the day, feels like a giant ants 1950s horror movie more than like a.
But that's by design.
Yeah.
Which is good. But I mean, this movie, I was scared because I'm like, oh, it's going to be full of like a bunch of gay panic stuff. And it's not. It like, there's like one sort of gay panic moment at the beginning, but none of the characters address it. It's just sort of like a visually funny thing. And nobody says anything about it. The cop doesn't say anything about it. Tuck and Dale don't say anything about it.
I think it's actually the very first moment of that kind of miscommunication, misdirect, comedy of errors thing.
You think it's going to be a shitty gay panic joke, and it just turns out to be just like a funny moment where what they're saying like sounds gay, but like nobody is being like, that sounds gay. It's just like they're just two best friends.
Two best friends.
Yeah.
Chilling in a hot tub. Because they're not.
Exactly.
They're not gay.
Yeah, so I guess we should do our brief history because we're sort of almost already in that territory.
Yeah.
Let's just do it right now. A brief history. This, of course, is the moment where each and every one of us goes around and tells a little story about the first time we saw this film or any kind of significant story about this film in their lives. Cass, you've done it a million times. Why don't you go first?
All right, I'll go. I was actually thinking about this earlier today. All right, I'll go. Oh my gosh, am I echoing? What was that?
No. I was just making sure that you sounded okay. Proceed.
Okay. Oh,
thank God. Great. I just want to shout out Cass's new rig because your camera's better and your mic is better. And the last time you were on, I think you were like had your phone in your face all night like this, which is not a fun way to do a podcast. But
and then also sometimes my phone would just die and I'd be like, sorry, I'll be back on in 5 once I charge it, even though it was plugged in the whole time. So fun. But yes, we can thank my friend Delora for this lovely mic rig, and now I sound like a person. Cat hair.
Ironically, your internet glitched while you were saying that, and you sounded like a robot.
No. This has been my day, you guys. Like, I can't
you're in 360p now, but that's all right.
And now I sound like a human. Oh, Jesus, alien.
Hopefully that just figures itself out. Yeah, brief history. I think I watched this with my boyfriend at the time, and I think it was also with a group of friends. It was either just the two of us or it was with everybody. And as we've discussed on this podcast before, for me, while I love horror movies, I didn't really get into them until I was a little bit older because I kind of like wasn't allowed to watch a lot of stuff, got into it later in life anyway. So I'd seen my favorites, my Stay Alives, my like kind of new age B-list kind of horror movies, loved them, but I still wasn't familiar with the classics. And so when I watched this movie for the first time. Not only did I absolutely adore it, it was so funny. We were all just on the floor the entire night, just laughing. But I also got introduced to a lot of these kind of tropes that like I had seen in other things, but I didn't have the wherewithal to compare them and be like, oh, that's a Michael Myers moment, that's a Freddy moment, that's a Jason moment, even the way like things were shot. So it was really cool to kind of again have one of those moments where the satire parody got me into the horror that I got to then enjoy and have all of it make sense in the grand scheme of things, which is fun.
This kind of movie is good for that though, like because there's even Jason has mentioned it 5,000 times on the show that like he used to not be able to handle horror movies, but something like this is something that I would recommend to people that are uncomfortable with horror.
Whole brief history
for sure. But also like I get like this was a thing too where like it's not like I was ever scared of horror movies. I just didn't have access to them. So it was also fun to be like, oh, there is a lot of gore in this movie, a lot of practical gore, which I love so much. I love a practical effect. And I remember feeling very proud of myself that I was like, oh my God, I can handle it. Guys, I can like watch anything. I'm fine. But yeah, and then I've seen it a handful of times since then. I feel like that is a bit of a shame in and of itself because I feel like I should be watching this movie just more frequently. It's a delight. It's a joy. I love it. Yeah. That's me.
I actually didn't see this movie until well after it was made, but I have a couple of friends that worked on this movie.
Oh, no way. Oh, because it was in Canada. Filmed in Canada.
But I was going to see if I could get one of them on the show just to tell some fun stories at a school kind of thing. And like, oh, give us the inside scoop on the Scythe. What was it made out of?
What's how heavy Tyler Labine like?
Yeah. What's Alan like? Will he do our podcast, do you think?
So delightful.
Probably. Seems pretty down to earth.
I just want to be his friend.
Oh, so bad. He's so
tell him how much I love Alien Resident or Resident Alien. So yeah, my brief history is that I always was like, oh, that must be a shitty movie because no one's ever told me to watch it before. Even the people who worked on it didn't say like, oh, you should watch it. It's great. And then I gave it a chance one time. I don't remember exactly when it was. This is sort of like my least impactful brief history ever. But I remember being like, this rules. Like, what a fun way to tell this story that's been told a million times before. And then I watched it a few times after that. And I put it down and I didn't revisit it again for the reasons that I already explained, that I was kind of nervous that it might be full of a bunch of dated jokes and humor that doesn't land for me anymore, which is often the case when we cover any kind of comedy on this show from the early 2000s. I usually cringe my way through it and then shake my fist at the sky being like, let's never do that again. And then we still do it for some reason. But I was pleasantly surprised that it's still as good as I remember it being. So much so that I accidentally watched it last week instead of Slither, and then was more than happy to watch it again this week with you guys because I'm like, no, I like it. I'm glad to watch it again. And so I did. That's my brief history. Jason, take it away.
Nice.
Well, yeah, I have talked about it a million times on the show that I used to not be able to handle like horror movies. But around this time, I was trying to branch out a little bit. We'll talk about it more in production talk, but I just noticed that he actually made, he directed Zombieland as well. And
I love Zombieland.
That movie, this movie.
That's fair. We can fight about it later, but I love Zombieland. Yeah. It's a special place in my heart.
Next time we do comedy horror, we're running out of comedy horror movies from this era. But I remember being like, I'm going to try to branch out, and I think I can handle a bit more. If it's like a comedy movie with like a gory part, I can just do this one. But the thing is with this Cabin in the Woods and Jennifer's Body, it sort of let me dip my toe in a little bit, and they allowed me to sort of, like horror for a moment. Obviously, that didn't stick until The Walking Dead sort of desensitized me week by week. And now I can just watch whatever. From doing this show specifically, I've just been exposed to so much horror. But this movie I remember watching and loving, and it was kind of like a big movie with me and my friends at this time because we were like, "What even like is this?" But a lot like Steven, like it's like what is the plot of this movie is so different and weird than most horror movies. And at the time I wouldn't have known that like you could make comedy horrors the way that that little stretch of movies in the mid early 2000s, the late aughts, early tens. This one just kind of blew out all of our minds because it was so good. And all the horror fans were like, yeah, they've covered everything. And they completely flipped it on its head. And I'm glad.
And they did a good job doing it.
But like
Fantastic
Steve said, like,
job.
I was almost dreading doing this because I was like, there's no way that it's as good now. I wasn't worried about like the comedy not being as good or like offensive or whatever. I was more worried about it just not holding up and being kind of boring because I knew the conceit. I knew the gimmick.
Right.
But we watched it together, and movies are always better. Bad movies specifically are always better when you watch them with friends. But when you watch a good movie with friends, it's amazing. And then I feel like if I would have watched this on my own, I would have had a great time with it. So
yeah,
it's
also I feel like this movie.
He did not
too
direct
is like,
Zombieland. He directed Zombieland, the TV series.
oh
Different.
shit!
there was a
Yeah.
TV series.
Apparently,
There's a reason.
TV
Ah.
movie.
Yeah.
I did not know that. No,
Oh
I
my
think
God.
to your point, Jason, very quickly, I think this movie is like it is a good watch on your own, but like it is a true joy to watch with friends because of all of it's so comedic and it's so funny. But on top of that, we had already seen it. Like all of us knew the movie. We had all seen it before. And even still, all of us were fully invested, like in all of the like heart to heart moments and all the comedy. We were like yelling out some of the lines before they were said. And it didn't feel tired. It felt like connecting.
Yeah.
It was nice.
And we all confessed our secret crushes on Tyler Labine.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like he's
I don't
And we
think mine's that
realized-
secret.
No.
I will be happily vocal about that.
And if you look at the background there, it's basically me and Steve.
That
Yeah.
I think they're both pretty accurate.
I think they're the same picture. I mean, Alan Tudyk is
Are
doing
they?
the exact same face in both. They just
It's slightly different. He's got more eyebrows in this one. More,
Oh, yeah.
yes. The mouth shape though is crazy.
They kept
Anyway.
the same Alan Tudyk, but have a different Tyler Labine. Anyway,
I don't know. Found it online, guys. Don't judge me. I was running late.
what is on? I don't have online.
You don't have
I
online?
found it online.
You know what? It's okay. I'll come over later. I'll hook up like the internet and teach you how to use it, Jason.
What the
Yeah.
fuck is the internet?
Our watch through this week was pretty fun. It was one of those like let's quote the movie as it's happening kind of thing, or like my annoying trick is to say the line seconds before it's said in the movie. He turns to me and goes like, "How many times you watched this?" And I'm like, "I watched it
we
last
watched
week."
it last week. Yeah.
Well, you did accidentally watch instead of Slither last week.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. That covers our brief history. Let's go into production talk.
All right. Quiet on set. Are we rolling? Okay, let's shoot this piece of shit.
Sound, speed,
Action!
This is where we talk about shit. It's just stuff. So we're gonna talk about shit and
My
stuff
favorite
right now.
topic. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
I don't have a lot of I was hoping to get somebody on the show who worked on it so we could have like an extensive speak about this. But you know, we'll cover the basics, which is, you know, the budget was $5 million. It did not have a very good return, disappointing box office, 5.5, somewhere between 5.2 and $5.5 million, which is weird. I would like to know what the lifetime sort of earnings are of this movie, because since it's been out, I think every person that I know in my real life has seen this movie. Like most people, like even my mom has seen this movie, you know, which is rare because my mom doesn't really like spooky stuff.
Like, it didn't do very well anywhere. I don't have like the all time with DVDs and stuff, but
Yeah, I'd just be curious. But like, I mean, I feel like this is something that even if they didn't do a direct sequel to this, just the concept could be done again and do sort of like emulate a different type of horror movie, maybe, or just the two characters of Tucker and Dale like having to fight the Loch Ness monster or some shit, you know, like it's like those
Talking
two
about
characters,
like a noir, maybe like a detective kind of noir. but
yeah,
hero
or
that
just
works for them.
or amp up the sci-fi, because like it's not
Send them
science
to
fiction.
space.
I just mean like the horror elements in this movie are all manufactured, right? There's nothing supernatural happening. I'd like them to encounter vampires or ghosts or something, and then they actually have to fight evil.
That'd be
'Cause
fun.
when I first saw the poster of this movie, I assumed, oh, they're like going to be fighting zombies, or it's going to be like Evil Dead or something. And then it's like, nope, not at all. There's not a drop of blood in the water in terms of paranormal. I guess maybe by the end there's a little bit of like, does this guy been training or does he have super hillbilly powers? I don't understand.
I don't know. I might have a theory on that.
Right. We'll talk about it when we get there.
Who was
What's your
the comedy duo in the like 50s or 60s that encountered like Frankenstein and vampire?
Abbott and Costello.
Yeah. They could do an Abbott Costello with these two, but make them rednecks instead of like New Yorkers or whatever.
Yeah,
I like
you guys
it.
are like, whoa, we gotta fight a Frankenstein over here. Zip, 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 zip. I'm not familiar with them. I do know they have fought King Kong or some shit. So
Yeah.
they fought all the greats, the Draculas, the mummies. But yeah, I mean, like, it was filmed in Canada. I believe Tyler Labine is, or Adam, what's his name? Adam Labine?
Tyler Labine.
Tyler Labine.
He's definitely Canadian. He was on Breaker High, famously.
Related to Avril Lavigne.
Oh yeah, but
I'm
one of my
pretty sure.
friends in high school.
Different
No.
names.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it's like very similar.
Yeah.
Tyler
Labine and
Lavigne
Levine.
and Avril Lavigne, same.
That's not how last names work, Cass.
I don't know about that.
I don't like.
I don't know
this
about that.
I secede. You're right.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
One of my friends in high school, her dad was a director on that show, the cruise show. What's it called? What was it called again? Breaker High.
Breaker High. Yeah.
Where the concept of the show is that it's a high
High
school
school and a cruise ship.
Yeah, for some fucking reason. But yeah, I went there and I met a bunch of he had like a big barbecue at his house and all the actors were there, and I was invited, and I was like, cool. But I wasn't really familiar with the show, so I wasn't as excited as like some of the other kids there. I was like, I don't give a shit. Ryan Gosling was not there, just in case anybody wants to know.
Damn.
Dang.
But
I
Was Terry Khan?
I believe Tyler Labine was there.
Cool.
Anyway, that's just an old ass thing. So, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, it was filmed in Canada. Blah blah blah.
In Alberta, right? I think Calgary.
I
I'm pretty sure. I could be
know.
wrong. I looked it up earlier, but my memory is a pile of garbage today.
Yeah,
I'll tell you right now.
I am embarrassed that I'm just looking at the Wikipedia page like a
Yeah.
fucking simpleton.
I
mean, you didn't have to tell us.
I know, but when I
was
have
filmed
bad
in
information,
Alberta.
it usually comes from this fucking cesspool of information.
Mm.
I always think of Henry Cavill when he's like, "You did your research on Wikipedia," and he like wags his finger at the reporter. Oh my god, Jesus!
According to Wikipedia, it's Cochrane Lanes in Cochrane, Alberta, Bottrell, Alberta, and Calgary. But it's supposed to be West Virginia, but it's one of those like that's clearly Canada moments.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So all those hillbillies at that gas station were actual hillbillies then.
Yeah.
Might have just lived there.
It's true. Yeah, they live in the gas station.
Just extra.
Also bad. Little caught in this corner.
The only information I can find about the actual like total worldwide box office is 5.48 million, and the internet just doesn't have the numbers for like all time, including.
It's just
DVD
to
sales for
me,
smaller
it's like
movies.
the popularity of this movie in terms of just the sheer number of people that I know in my personal life that have seen this movie, and the greater horror community at large is like almost everybody you know who likes horror has seen this movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's not a point where they're like, oh yeah, I think I know that movie. They're always like, oh no, yeah, the movie's great.
Yeah, that's the best movie I've ever seen.
I think I've ever heard a real person in my everyday life tell me that this movie was bad. So that's why I'm kind of like, how is it not made more? Or like, how is the idea or the concept? I mean, it would be tough now because Alan Tudyk is like a gold star, so A-list celebrity, right? Like he's in every Disney movie that's animated. He's in every Star Wars thing. He pops up everywhere now.
Voice acting for days.
Yeah.
I mean, is always working.
I think he's literally in every single animated Disney movie since like the 3D era began. He's what's
Yeah,
that
because he
actor's
plays
name?
Iago. They took over for Gilbert Gottfried.
He's also the rooster in Encanto, right?
Oh
Or
yeah,
is
I
that-
forgot about that. No, I think he is.
And he just goes the whole time.
Perfect.
Yeah,
He has a bunch of roles like that where he just makes noises.
Well, that's like Jim Cummings, right? Like the guy who does like a bunch of voices for Disney in the Renaissance era. Like he does Winnie the Pooh and stuff and Tigger, but he also does like the tiger in Aladdin, just like like screaming into a garbage can or whatever.
Love that.
Yeah, that's kind of what Alan Tudyk is now. He's just sort of this resident figure who just they call him up. They're like, you want to come be a weird mayor of Candyland or whatever? Like, oh, through I'll do that.
Seems like a good guy.
Before we move on to the body, I just want to mention from a cinematography standpoint how this movie, when they're acting funny, like when they're talking to each other, it feels like a regular comedy.
I'm too
But
hot.
sometimes they'll shoot scenes like a horror movie. There's a great scene where he walks through a doorway. Cass pointed out it's kind of like a Friday the 13th or a Leatherface moment. There's also there's a POV shot through the woods, and then there's also they use the sort of Rambo / Evil Dead, like getting ready to go fight the monsters scene, like shots where he's like grabbing stuff and like putting on different gear.
They're like close-ups of like hand grabs this, gear goes on.
Fun fact: that scene is also in the first Evil Dead movie, so it's I think it predates Rambo, doesn't it? Isn't the first Evil Dead before Rambo?
People know it from both, though, I think.
Well, yeah, it's sort of like a cliche thing to do in movies, but it's also a thing that people love. That's why so many movies do it, right? Like you see,
it's so fun.
Batman.
Remember in Batman, Batman and Robin, I think, or Batman Forever.
Yeah,
and just Joel Schumacher was like, "We got to get his nipples.
I want to see those nips. Show me those nips, bats." This is my first comic book I've ever directed. What?
My first comic book I ever read. I want to do it like the 60s. I'm like, I guess so. You're the genius.
Is he though? So I like Joel Schumacher. I think he's like a crazy weirdo, you know? I hope he doesn't show up on a weird list one day. I always get like worried that like I like that guy. Then it's like, oh, he's been in the Epstein files 100,000 times. Whoopsies.
It happens.
Yeah.
Rough.
Shouldn't have said that because now we're gonna get flagged for shocking content or whatever.
Bleep it.
I'm so hot. It's too hot in here.
Did you guys? I didn't really find the score was pretty fine for me. Did you have any notes? I usually say, "Oh, it was pretty by the numbers," and then Steve's like, "Actually."
For the soundtrack, damn it. Well, I was gonna say I really liked the sound effects. The sound effects were like really fun. A lot of them were also like on the kind of cheesier side of things, which I always gave me a good chuckle.
I think like the sort of hillbilly-ish, like the twang, like that sort of like steel guitar twang that kind of comes in a lot during the score is good. It's a nice touch and it gives it a little bit of authenticity and uniqueness to it. And it's obvious it also plays a lot when Tucker and Dale are on screen, which is like, you know, sort of weird because it's like I used to, you know, in my D&D world, I gave all the goblins southern accents because I just thought it would be funnier than having them like, oh, their intelligence is low. I'm just going to give them southern accents because I think it'll be funny. And that became sort of a thing. And then I'm like, is that offensive though? Because I mean, it's sort of like classist in a way, right? Where you're like, anybody who has a southern accent must be a fucking moron. It's like, that's not true at all.
It's not true.
Yeah.
But
which this movie goes out of its way to show you that like Tucker and Dale are both
smart,
seemingly, you know, simpletons. And it turns out that Dale is like a super genius. He just like he's like, you know, I'm dumb as a stump, but I'm dumb as a stump, but I never forget anything I have ever been told ever. Like that's what's considered pretty smart, man.
Yeah, and he proved it right. I think also there was one thing for the music aspect. I was reading something earlier today where one of the songs that was used, I think it's when the kids like first run into the sheriff, is from Left 4 Dead. And it's like music that's used specifically like right before like your party is usually like mobbed by stuff. And I was like, oh, that's really interesting. Did not know.
Cool. Yeah, I didn't, but nothing really stood out for me for this one in terms of music. Other than that kind of country bumpkin style, like banjo music playing and stuff, which I liked. Thought it was cute. but nothing that I was like, I gotta look up the soundtrack for Tuck and Dale because I didn't, that's how I know it's a good soundtrack is when I'm immediately like, oh, I can use this in D&D for something, like I'll take the soundtrack and put it in this sequence or scene.
For sure. This one blended.
Yeah.
Like that's not necessarily a bad thing. Wasn't like I think the highlight of the movie was the music.
Most of the original scores for this month's theme, nothing super mind-blowing, but like all of it completely appropriate and suited for the movies that they're in. Shall we move on to the body of the episode?
Let's do it.
There he is.
Oh, cutie patootie.
It's the most 90s/2000s fucking shirt. Words are hard. Picture I've ever seen. Also, to answer your question, Tyler Labine was on New Amsterdam, which was a lawyer drama, I think, or something. Because you were like, "What's he been up to?" And I'm like, "I think TV." Yeah,
Canadian
confirmed.
TV. Yeah, cool. They should make another Tucker and Dale.
Oh, he's on For All Mankind.
I don't know what that is.
If you're a sci-fi, my wife watches it. That's why I'm aware of it.
Is that a Star Trek show?
It's a show. It's an alternate history where Soviet beats states to the moon, and then the space race continues, and every season happens in a different decade from the 60s on.
Interesting.
They're like mining.
Everybody back up, because here comes the body of the episode.
In space, and they have like a whole thing where
I knew you were going to do that. I didn't actually mean to cut you off. That was an accident.
No, it's fine. I don't actually know the plot of this show.
Yeah, I figured you didn't. That's why I was going to cut you off. This guy doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. So yeah, let's get into the body of the episode. This movie opens with a flash forward. So the whole movie is technically a flashback, which I don't always like. I kind of am like, is this adding anything? I think for this, I don't know how I feel about it because I immediately, who the killer is not either of them, which kind of diffuses it. But I mean, you figure that pretty quickly as well. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't hate it and I don't love it.
Cut it.
Yeah.
Like it's not that it's bad, but I don't think it's necessary.
It's not necessary.
Other than to have like your cute little button at the end of like having it go from
and seeing the reporter. Yeah. I mean, it's not offensive or anything. I just kind of I don't know how I feel about it, but
it's so funny. I completely forgot about that little start.
Yeah. It kind of it sort of sets up an expectation for something at the end. And I don't think that it satisfies that. I think that's why I would have sort of any kind of issue I'd have with it would be that is that now my brain is like, oh, whoever the evil is in this movie is going to go on a crazy killing spree. And I guess he sort of does, but all of it is accidental. And I don't know. I guess it kind of sets my expectations in a different direction. So maybe that's a good thing. I don't know.
I guess that a lot of misdirection is in this movie too. So I guess that does make sense now that I'm thinking about it more.
And a complete comedy of errors. Like every single death in this pretty much is
but
just
it also
completely...
can't be that effective because Jason forgot about it, right? So that means that there's a percentage of people that are going to forget that happened entirely.
Right. To me, when I think about this movie, and even before we rewatched it last night, I was like, oh, it starts with the kids in the car going up to the cabin area. That's my feeling.
For me, I never have forgotten about it, I think, because I have some sort of layer of annoyance to it. And I think it's because when I see the kid, because you see the killer, and I'm like, who's this young gooey boy? And then it cuts to the kids in the car. I'm like, oh, the young gooey boy must be one of these gooey boys. And
I did not expect you to use that word, and I almost snorted liquid out of my nose.
Happy Pride! The young gooey boy is here.
Oh,
did somebody order a young gooey boy? I did.
My nickname in high school.
I like it.
Yeah. Also, I'm allowed to say that. I've been a young gooey boy myself. So
are we cutting that part out? No, it's fine. Keep going.
Of course we're not. We're gonna leave
and I'm hot. I'm wearing a crown, bitch.
Yeah. beautiful.
Mhm.
Stunning.
So then
This
we
is the
cut
way.
from that. So yeah, in this sequence, the reporter and the cameraman are killed, and we see a young gooey boy. And then we cut to a car full of college kids, and it's very over the top, sort of cartoonish college behavior, which I prefer. I prefer this to the Cabin in the Woods formula, where it's like we're really trying to make these people relatable, and they're all fucking the most hottest people you've ever seen in your goddamn life. But like, you guys all know
was
people
so
like
smart.
this, right? I'm like, Thor?
We must
Yeah.
go to a cabin and drink beer and be merry in the woods.
Oh my god, you mean my best friend Thor? Of course. I'm
Yeah.
like totally
And
makes
then
sense.
everybody
Wait, you
is-
guys don't perceive me as the Thor of the group?
You're more like the Thing of the group.
Oh my gosh, you
John
too.
Carpenter's. John Carpenter's. the Thing.
That's worse than
Oh.
I think what Cass thought you meant.
I was just-
I'll take Ben Grimm.
You want to be Ben Grimm? All right.
I'll take it.
Sorry, that was Grimm.
We're already seeing our Tucker and Dale live in action right now.
Yeah. We kind of have a similar dynamic, but it's
Yeah. I'm rude to him all the time. So yeah, we cut to these teens, and they're all talking about pot and sex and weird bonery stuff. And,
Wild
and-
weekend.
yeah, we're gonna have so much fun. Why are you coming out here? And it's like we have to, learn to be men or some shit. I don't know. We get introduced.
Well,
to
they
all
were a
these
bunch
things
of
early.
betas, but they were like, we're cool betas.
Right. The fun.
That was
That is
confusing.
this is a joke that I don't think was intentional in the movie at the time, because that wasn't a zeitgeist sort of term used as often as it is, or I guess was a couple of years ago. It's not really used anymore, but there's this weird layer of irony that I don't know if the movie intended, which is like
But it
they're
kind
not
of really
alpha
works.
Kappa Zigos or whatever. They're beta Omegas, and I'm like, oh no.
Oh.
And if you ain't a beta, you ain't with it, or some shit. And it's just.
And then they
funny.
forgot the beers, and that
Yeah.
was really the turning
That's a real
point.
beta move, I'll tell you right now.
It's
Who the
tough.
fuck forgets the beer? That's the
It's
first
like
thing they put in
literally
the car.
The most important thing that you bring.
Yeah.
is
But
the
it
beer.
sets up the fact that they have to stop at the gas station. They didn't have to do this. We forgot the beer thing, but it also just shows that how dumb these people are, right? Like
Mhm.
they are all sort of vapid and silly and stupid. Every single character is dumb except for what's her name? Ashley? No. Darcy?
Allison.
Allie.
Allie.
Allie. There we go. Yeah.
Played by what's her name? She was on 30 Rock. I confirmed it.
She was cute. I like her.
You confirmed it after saying it over and over again while we were watching the movie.
Yeah, you don't have to.
Oh, she's in Piranha 3D as well. I like that movie.
Oh, cool.
That would fit this month, right? Katrina Bowden.
She kind of looks like Ben Stiller's wife. I can't remember what Ben Stiller's wife's name is.
Yeah. Yeah. We don't have anybody by that name at this school.
Skewel. Anyway,
He plays Marsha in the Brady Bunch movie.
we also get a very great moment, which is the intro to like their sort of prejudice that exists deep in their souls, which is they almost run into Tucker and Dale as they're pulling out of like a side road or something, and then Tucker and Dale pull up and pass them on the highway, and they're both, and like Dale is just staring with his like mouth agape at them like a scary murderer would do.
It's a lot.
It's
I would
straight
also
out
be
of
if somebody driving past me and looked at me like that. I'd be like,
yeah.
"Sir,
Yeah,
are
he-
you okay?"
Mouth agape with a beer in his hand,
Mhm.
wearing
One of the scenes of the movie where
beaver
it's
hat.
like they're horror. It's a horror moment.
Mm.
Psycho
It's also a
psycho
very-
redneck.
Canadian thing, giver. That was a thing that
Giver.
a lot of my friends in high school who played hockey and lacrosse would always yell "giver" at each other all the goddamn time.
Yep.
They loved
Um,
it. They loved that in Fubar. Remember that movie? It's a great film.
Yes, they were all obsessed with Fubar, and I fucking hated Fubar because they.
I could imagine you did not care for Fubar because I think you don't like intentionally stupid comedy, like comedy about dumb people. You like it. You don't mind comedy with dumb people who have a smart tendency, like Tucker and Dale.
Or the
Mm.
script has to be smart. Like it. I'm
Yeah.
the same way.
Yeah, I think that the glorification of the moron is like a thing that I'm not okay with.
Yeah.
Anyway, the reason I didn't like it is because they would obsess over putting it on all the time. It was always on. We would be just hanging out and they would put on FUBAR while we would sit there and talk. And I'm like, I'd rather
fucking blow.
If you're quoting FUBAR, I did not store any of it in my brain. I purposely went in there with a shovel and shoveled it all out.
Here's to my left nut. That's it. That's all.
Yeah, definitely quoting.
I just personally don't like it. Because I was forced to watch it a lot and I didn't want to. It's not a good way to get somebody to like something. Anyway, they have a funny moment where they pass by and you see everybody just start to talk, and then he calls them freaks, I think. Chad. So Chad is clearly the villain of this movie. He's like,
God, he sucks.
He's a prick. He seems like a rich kid, even though we find out later that he's actually the opposite.
He's got his popped collar. He's like, Justin Trudeau hair.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he looks like Justin Trudeau. A crazy amount.
It's wild.
Yeah.
The inhaler.
I think I said it
really weird for this character
like,
too.
The inhaler thing. Yeah, but it's funny because he's like this. He's trying to be like this tough prick, and he's smoking weed to be cool. But then he like has to take a draw off his inhaler like every 5 seconds. And you're like, this guy's a piece of shit.
Beta.
Just kidding. He's giving off real beta energy. But yeah, I can't remember when I said it.
He's probably a looks maxer if the movie was done today.
Yeah, purposely breaking his jaw or whatever. I don't understand what that is. I just know the terminology and that they like hit
it's a lot and it's unhealthy.
Breaking your bones is unhealthy.
Yeah, I've heard.
That's an oversimplification of it. And it's so much worse.
It's very high level overview.
It's an extension of the manosphere and incel culture.
Yeah, and it's a lot.
Yeah,
rough. But anyway, Chad sucks. I felt bad. I had to tell my partner Chad earlier today. I'm like, you're gonna hear me in the other room say Chad sucks a lot. I promise I'm not talking about you, so please do not be offended. But oh my god, this character. And I will say, I said this last night. Props to this actor because I'm sure he's probably a delightful human. Yeah. Oh my god, I hated him. Like from the moment he was on screen, he was very, very believable. So
one time,
good job, dude.
This is like a side tangent to what you just said about Chad. One time Chad played video games with me and one of my other groups of friends. And after Chad left, my friend Andrew was like, his name's Chad? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, that's so unfortunate. Like he was genuinely sad for Chad that was his name.
It's okay. Sometimes Chad also gets sad about it too.
Chad is the opposite of like the stereotypical Chad. He's a very thoughtful, nice man. And he's not
delightful.
Like,
yes.
He wouldn't be around these parts if that wasn't the case. So he can stay.
Also, the internet turning a name into something negative has no reflection of the people named that. It's just a thing.
Tell that to all the Karens of the world.
I don't think any of them are actually named Karen. Oh, well, yeah, but I mean, it'll change to something else, right? There's been waves of it forever. We'll see what the next wave is. I told you guys about my name was just a punchline at one point because in the early 2000s, everybody started naming their pets Steven because they thought it was hilarious that a fish was named Steven or something.
Oh, right.
And so when I would tell people my name was Steven, they all would just laugh at me. And I'm like, I'm meeting new people. I'm like, I gotta change my name. I just walk up to people and tell them my name and they laugh in my face. That sucks.
Yeah, it's rough.
Yeah.
Fun fact about Jesse Moss. Well, he's in Final Destination 3, the best Final Destination in my opinion. But his acting credits as of 2025 and with 2 things this year, 157. This man is on track to have like a Samuel L. Jackson level career, and he's probably like 35 now.
Well, I mean, most journeyman directors are like Sam Jackson is just like he's in a lot of stuff that like. But if you're a person who literally has to work all the time to not die, you're in more stuff than Sam Jackson.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like Ed Begley Jr. probably has 700 film credits.
They started changing it. Sam Jackson, at least, he started now. He counts it by a box office because he's like, I'm the highest grossing by box office. I'm the highest grossing male actor in all of Hollywood, and I think it was like
mostly because Star Wars
and all the Marvel movies. He's in literally every one of them, but. I think it was like a Graham Norton style show or something. And they're like, but didn't you just get dethroned? Weren't you dethroned? And he's like, yeah. And he's like, by who? And he's like, Harrison Ford.
Oh.
And he's like, but I got 2 Marvel movies coming out this year, so I'll be back up there. I'll be back on top.
Take that, Ford.
Yeah.
Get out of here, Han
And now
Solo.
Harrison Ford's in the MCU too. That's the only reason he did it. He's like, I gotta beat Sam.
That's
I
so
gotta get in one of
funny.
these Marvel movies.
I feel like he actually would do that for that reason, and I really respect that.
Well, I like that Harrison Ford interview where they're like, you were being looked at to be Batman at one point. It's like, oh no, my career. What if I had gone to be Batman? And it's like
Harrison Ford is
Yeah,
like
that's
a
a good point.
weirdly is like such a funny guy, but
No,
it's
he's
like
delightful.
but he's funny in like a normal guy way. You
he's
know, like,
funny like your grandfather is funny.
like an
Yeah.
old guy, yeah. Like an old
He's
Yeah,
guy.
like
got
the
like
driest.
grandpa dry deadpan but then will like give you that little like charismatic look after.
There's
Yeah.
one blooper reel that I never skim past anytime I see it because it has a Harrison Ford bit in it and it's so funny. And it's Anchorman 2. And it's just him being like, I opened the curtains too fast and I scared the window cleaner. Now, it wasn't technically murder. and then Will Ferrell just dies laughing and he's like trying to keep it together. He's like, I'm sorry. It's too funny. No, it wasn't.
Delightful.
My dad's dad was a lot like Harrison Ford. He had that same brand of comedy. I lost him in 2001, and I remember when he passed away, I was just getting to that point as a teenager where I was like, fuck, man. Could have got to know that guy, but he was like 85 in
Yeah.
2001. So
That's pretty old, even for a grandparent in that
Yeah.
era. Yeah, I didn't get to really know either of my grandpas either, but that's my fault.
What
my
did
grandfather and my mom.
Yeah, I mean, technically, it wasn't murder.
My grandfather on my mom's side, I knew pretty well though. He was a good guy.
Yeah, my dad's dad I knew well, but I feel like I should have. I mean, but he moved to where my cousins all live near the end of his life. So like, and I was working at that fucking restaurant, and I never got time off to go see him on a weekend and shit. I still.
And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon.
Yeah, I blame that. I blame that job on me not being able to spend time with my grandpa at the end of his life because they
Wow.
they relentlessly didn't give a shit about your personal life at all.
Restaurants? No.
Yeah.
Crazy.
They're like,
Yeah.
we're your family now. We all fuck each other on holidays and
Just-
you do a
just
bunch of
like
blow
family?
together. Yeah, we blow.
Yep.
We do blow in the bathrooms all
Yep.
day.
Just
And I'm
like family.
"Jeez
Okay.
Louise."
All right.
If you haven't
man.
ever worked a service job,
I mean, stop me if
you'll
I'm
never
telling
know.
lies. Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
I
not telling
can't
lies.
stop you. No, I
Can't
think
stop us
we've
now.
all been in the service industry here, and we all know. My wife,
God, I'm not anymore.
Mhm.
I met at a restaurant.
You guys met each other at the same restaurant?
Yeah, she was in the front and I was in the back.
Jeez.
Aw.
And then
That's
later on
actually
at
like
night,
me-
switch it around. Wait a sec.
Me and my partner also met at
I
restaurants.
don't want you to talk about your wife that way, Jason.
Okay, that's fair. But the implication was she was doing me in the back.
Oh my
Okay,
goodness.
then go ahead. So
I'm telling her you said that.
You can. She'll find that
No, she won't.
troubling.
delightful.
People yell at
She'll
me
have a
for it,
giggle and
probably.
say, haha, what?
And she's like, I've been asking him for years. We haven't even gotten to the gas station yet, so let's go to the gas
No.
station.
You guys go ahead. I will be right back. I'm just going to go grab sushi because I'm starving.
Yes, I also have
Okay.
sushi in the fridge. Oh wait, there's I ordered sushi earlier and I didn't get a chance to eat it because I fucking had to work. Anyway, so I forgot about the police sequence. This happens first, doesn't it? Or does that happen after the gas station?
I let the
think-
movie play a bit. So
Wait, no,
it's
it
like-
happens after the gas station because
Yeah, the gas station is the next part where they all
we
go
don't
to the
really
gas
learn
station.
much about Tucker and Dale until the gas station sequence. So they go to the gas station and the kids are going there because they forgot the beer because they're all stupid. And Tucker and Dale are going there, I guess, just to get gas. And oh wait, no, they have a whole list of things. They're getting like screws and they're getting tools and utensils to help rebuild the cottage that they've purchased in the woods. And creepily doing so because they're just looking at these city kids and being like, who the fuck are these people? Like oh man, these kids are going to be making loud noises all night. I hate when these kids show up. But the
It
kids,
seems like the campsite and the the cabin too are like right next to each other based on where they go fishing and see them skinny dipping. Like,
I mean, yeah, it's within walking distance or within
Yeah.
rowboat distance because they're not in like a fancy boat. But yeah, they go to the gas station, and once again we have this sort of subversion of the expectations of a horror movie, which is that Tucker and Dale are they're staring at them in a weird way, and it's following all the rules of a creepy horror movie where it's like these two guys are creeps and the dumb college kids are reacting the way that you would react in a horror movie, being like, those people are fucking creepy. But like, you know, we've all gone to a lake house or something at some point in our lives in Canada, and you run into people like this in the gas station, and they're almost always overly welcoming and nice. Except for one time when I was in Prince Edward County, I went in and I was wearing a full fucking suit because I was going to a wedding, and I was in like a very fancy suit, and I went in and I was like, "Do you guys sell sunglasses here?" And you'd expect a gas station to have sunglasses, right? Like almost every gas station.
we don't have your fancy sunglasses around this part.
That was more or less the reaction. Like they all turned and looked at me and they're like, "No," and I was like, "All right, don't Tucker and Dale my ass."
As somebody that goes camping pretty much every summer and we go to smaller towns, my thing is always like, how is the economy stable in these places? Do they all just work at the en routes and in the small shops and just hope and pray for tourism?
Because like it's like, because yeah, I know what you mean, but you know, we used to go to the same lake house, me and my ex and a bunch of his friends. Like we would all go to this same cottage every year, and we go in the middle of winter. Because it was cheaper, and I personally like love winter vacationing. I think it's like so cool and fun, and like anyway, we would always go to the same sort of shop. It wasn't really a gas station, it was just like a general store, and there was always people in there, no matter. And this is the middle of winter, February. It's like 5 feet of snow on the ground, everybody's shivering, but there's still people there because there's a lot of people that live there. But you can imagine in the summer when all of those empty homes that are being Airbnb'd to schmucks like us, those houses are full of the people that own them and probably booked end over end during the summer, because that's when the majority of people want to go to a place like this, is so they can enjoy the lake and stuff. And, you know, we would be up there in the dead of winter, nobody around, but still there are people at these shops. So it's like booming. It's like, what is it? Amityville needs summer dollars or whatever, like the Jaws rule, where it's like, we're gonna die without the summer bulge. And that was my nickname in high school as well, summer bulge. Yeah. And so yeah, I don't know, I guess it's just like, it's probably destitute in the winter, and they're probably like, they have to live off of that money that they make in the summer, right? Like those 3-4 months where it's like business is booming, they probably create an egg and just live off of that for the rest of the year. So the answer, I don't fucking know. I was trying to burn time into a cascot pack.
No, that's true. I think to
I'm here in a second.
continue-
I'm so sorry.
Okay.
to continue that sort of thought, as somebody that grew up in rural Nova Scotia, it's even more rednecky in between towns. You literally get the like, we're going camping in the deep woods, and you have to stop at a town that's 3 buildings.
I remember I used to work for the beer store distribution center, and so I would work with all these truckers because we would be delivering beer and stuff downtown and all over the province, and we would get to talk because you're working with these old dudes for sometimes 8 to 12 hours a day, depending, right? And they get stuck out there sometimes and go into overtime, and they would tell me all these weird stories because most of them have done like long haul trucking and stuff, where they'll truck all the way from here down to like Florida and then have to drive another load back up or whatever. And they would have to travel through long stretches of just barren land in like southern United States. And I remember this one guy was like, it was sometimes the scariest shit that I've ever seen in my life. Like I remember just driving down this straight road for 8 hours. You just like drive on a straight road, and all of a sudden you'd start to see like a sign that had like 2 words on it. And then about like 15 seconds later, you'd see another 2 words. And then he realized that somebody was just like spelling out an entire like portion of biblical text. And then it would have like somebody was just like went out onto this long ass stretch of highway and wrote out the entire fucking Bible.
I don't love that.
Like, no, and it's
I'd be like, I don't feel safe.
That feels scarier than anything that happens in this movie.
Yeah.
But yeah. it's weird, man. The isolation that exists in this world, even in our own country, is strange. Like you go to certain areas and it's like it's a different world. Even like if you go to Toronto Island in the winter time, because again I had to go deliver beer there sometimes. In the winter, it's so strange. It's just like this weird little hobbit town where everyone's like, hello there, just growing my own veggies and hunting my own chickens. Like, what is happening? This is an island that I can see from my apartment.
To be fair, it's like that in the summer too.
Yeah, in the summer though, it's like packed with people going to check out each other's wieners and tits at the nude beach.
True. And the regular beach that doesn't have nudity as well.
Oh, I forgot about that one because I've never been to it. I go there for the other reason.
I've never been to the Wiener Beach.
Oh, I love the nude beach.
Full of wieners.
I mean, I'm never nude there, but I don't know, like it's got like a good vibe, and also usually like no kids, so it's just chill.
I only went naked one time, and then I kept getting hit on by weird old men, and I was like,
oh yeah,
okay,
that'll happen.
not
That's why
doing
I
that again.
also don't go naked on the naked beach. I just enjoy the beach.
I just kept wearing my clothes after that.
The like family beach, if you go there at like 11 a.m. on a Tuesday, it doesn't get packed till a bit later, maybe even earlier, because you got to beat that like line to the
Nobody gives
the
shit
ferry,
about
too.
the clothed beach, Jason. We
I
only
give a
care
shit
about
the clothed beach because it's my only frame of reference. Man, my wife has been to the nude beach. Say what you will about
I
that.
think your wife came with us one time. Madison.
Probably, yeah.
Probably. Also, not just nobody got naked. It wasn't that wasn't the time. I don't want my friends to see me naked, just strangers. Actually,
strangers.
Fun story about the nude beach though. I saw there was a guy there one time, and I was like, "Oh man, this guy is like." I was very attracted to him. I was like, "Man, do I have the courage to go talk to this person?" He was wearing clothes, by the way. He was not nude. And then I chickened out, didn't do it, and then I went to the Beaver that night, and he was at the Beaver, and I was like, second chance. And then I talked to him.
Did you go butt to butt?
I'm not telling you those details, but let's just say yes.
Okay. I'm glad I didn't get the details.
Yeah.
It'll be a mystery to me forever.
Forever. Not
wanna
specific at all in my weird line of questioning.
I don't want this to turn into a weird sexapade show. So anyway,
Shocking content immediately.
Yeah.
Rails? Is this the time I call it out? I feel like I never get that.
Rails.
Listen, it's Pride Month. Leave me alone.
It is Pride Month.
So we have done the gas station. Tucker and Dale are now outside the gas station, and we finally get sort of a glimpse into who they are. And they're talking about these college kids. And Dale, is particularly enamored with, I guess we can call her the final girl because she is the final girl actually.
Yeah.
But her name is Allie. Anyway, he's trying to muster up courage to go talk to her, and Tucker's giving him advice. He's like, girls, just a little of confidence. They can smell fear from a mile away. You just got to go up and be funny and
Believe in
smile.
yourself.
Yeah.
It's just cute.
It is. They have a very cute relationship, the two of these guys. And
Yeah, I buy it. I actually.
It feels real. It feels more real, but they are very cartoonish, which is also something that I really like. And Alan Tudyk is a very competent and accomplished vocal talent. He does more voice acting than he does face acting.
Also, his physical comedy though is gold. Like both of them, their physical comedy was amazing.
Yeah, the bit where Dale walks up with a scythe is so funny. Like it's just
so good.
He decided he musters up the courage to go talk to them, and instead of just walking up, he's fiddling with a tool that we don't see yet. We just see that he's kind of fiddling with it in his hands, and then when he turns, the reveal is that he's holding a massive scythe, and he looks like a
full-on Grim Reaper.
He looks like a redneck Grim Reaper, yeah. And he walks over, uses it like a walking stick, and it's like clink, clink. And when he turns it makes this like sing, it makes that sort of singing blade noise. And you're like, this is hilarious. This is such a smart, funny thing to do, because he goes up and he has no clue how intimidating he looks and scary he looks. And then he
really gets nervous and acts weird.
Yeah.
That laugh, he's like, his nervous laughter is just ha 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 ha. You're like, okay, sir, with the scythe, please don't kill me.
It's so, and just what is he says, y'all going camping? like just stating the obvious as well.
Also,
like,
classic horror movie trope too. Like when you go to the gas station, the first thing you're going to be asked is, "You going camping?"
And the funny thing is like this trope is like, you know, it's something that happens in a lot of the Jason movies. It happens in Cabin in the Woods, which is like you go to the gas station and you meet the creep, and the creep makes the vibes off or whatever. But in this movie, like, we are following the creeps for the majority of the movie, which is so fun. I really want to have like an insight into the person who wrote this screenplay, and like what triggered in their brain to like take this, and it's like, how do we make it different? And because they succeed so well in this, and I just wish I know what like spawned that creativity, because it's such a fun idea.
Well, I know
and it's one of those things that's so obvious after the fact, right? You see it and you're like, this is, of course this is like a very funny, interesting, fresh take for this genre. Like, how did nobody think of this before that?
Apparently the idea of the beehive and oh, is it me?
No, I was checking something. Sorry.
Oh my god. But yeah, the idea of the beehive and the wood chipper scene had existed for the writers in their brains like many years before they ever actually decided to write this thing and like make
That's
it
a good spur
real.
of it, yeah.
And I'm like, that makes sense that would be probably just like joking around one night being like, wouldn't it be funny if, and then those got
it's
realized.
almost
And
like
then,
something that happens in like a D&D, like because a lot of the stuff that we do in D&D as our one-off, like the brand stuff, you know, like him jumping through the ceiling and smashing through the stained glass ceiling and gassing a bunch of people and just being like, you've been paid. Like, that's something that we all laughed at for a while. And it's like, we could just take that idea and build something entirely different from our D&D campaign.
For sure.
That, right?
Or just like build off of it. Like, yeah, good ideas, like roll with it when you got them.
I don't know if you know this, Jason, but my character is like the most terrifying character maybe in the game, but also like is played as the comic relief. I don't know. Am I not?
No, you're pretty scary, but you are very funny.
Everything you've ever told me about it has the tongue firmly placed in the cheek.
Mm-hmm.
You sound like a terror and a nightmare person, but then you're like chopping a guy in half with your hand by accident or whatever.
I turned a god into a battery for our ship.
Listen, dude deserved it.
He did, and he's my brother.
Oh yeah,
I didn't know that till after. Yeah.
Oops.
I told him I'd let him out eventually. Listen, bro, you can't be a demon this time. You got to be nice. So they leave the gas station. Oh, I mean, I guess it's worth mentioning that Chad gets up in Dale's face and he's like, listen, man, we don't want any trouble. And he's like kung fu, like doing weird nondescript kung fu moves in his face.
Yeah, he seemed like, you know, real tough.
Which isn't really, that's not what is funny about it. What's funny is Dale genuinely looks terrified, like he's
like, oh my god, please.
He's like,
don't
okay,
hurt
sorry. Like he's like,
can't hurt a fish.
Yeah, I can't hurt a fish. I don't like fishing.
What a sweetheart.
They go their separate ways. We don't see the teens for a little while, but we do get another nice scene in the truck of Tucker and Dale just talking about how he's bad with the ladies, and you know, Tucker is like, oh, you know, you just gotta be confident, you just gotta walk out, you know, you got a lot of brains going on there, and you ain't as ugly as you think you are. Like he's just kind of like pumping him up, right?
Also casually just like drinking a Paps while driving down the highway. Also, I definitely am not drinking this, but I did bring mine today because
it's funny that if
I get an injury, I can pour it all over myself.
In these scenes, there just says beer on the can, and it's an MGD, a Miller Genuine Draft like logo that just says beer, like, you know, like Let's potato chips. But
they didn't get the Pabst sponsorship until later.
Yeah,
well, that's what I was going to say.
Moment, the last beer.
Yeah, they open the cooler. And there's one final beer, and it's like glowing because it's like
final
a big
girl.
Product placement. Yeah,
final girl.
I don't like product placement in movies. Like I know, Steve, you like it because it makes the world feel real. But I just don't.
I never said that I like it.
It can be used well sometimes.
So
in this instance, I think it's hilarious.
Okay, because that's like a typical beer for like what you would assume sort of like a redneck would drink, right? I personally have no issue with product placement because one, we have products in our lives all the time, and two, they got to pay for the budgets of these fucking $1 million, like, you know, that's where the majority of budget comes from, product placement. So like it's fine to me. It's fine. It doesn't bother me is what I'm saying. I don't like it. I'm not like, I love when I see a Coke in a movie. I'm just like, I don't give a shit.
I think doesn't
affect me.
it's minimal in this movie, but sometimes like Sony movies are egregious because you'll get a shot of like Times Square and every billboard is a different like logo of something.
I think if I'm invested in the story, I just don't give a shit. Like I don't see it.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm not affected by it.
I see it from your point of view as well. I just
I
just
finished the new James Bond game, and there's a ton of product placement in that game, and I think it's funny. Like the way they do it is funny. I'm like, oh, because James Bond movies always do that, right? There's like bidding wars for alcohol and cars and watches and all these brands like trying to get into the new James Bond movie, because for a long time that was like the gold standard. Everyone's gonna go see the new James Bond, so we gotta get our
we want everybody to buy
lemon lime in there.
We want everybody to buy the special Rolex from this James Bond movie.
Or it's like a Josie and the Pussycats moment too, where it's like literally the whole point is all of the like ads and sponsorships throughout it. Yeah. And I'm like, that makes sense. I get it.
Or Wayne's World.
That's the obvious one, but like there's other things like Mystery Men, you know, and Captain Amazing, he literally is like a race car. Like his uniform is just covered in like patches and advertisements. And he's like, we lost Pepsi. And he's like, he rips off the patch. I'm like, this is good product placement. Yeah. Anyway, yeah.
Oh, we were in the car. We were in the car. We were having a whole pep talk moment. And our friend Tucker is drinking his beer while driving. And then all of a sudden you just hear the whoop, whoop. And he's like, oh, shit. They're here. The cops are here. I can't have this beer on me.
Yeah. This is the gay panic moment, but like it's
so wholesome and cute.
It's the subversion of it, as well as because like I said, it would be a gay panic moment if this was like a Michael Bay movie or something. The whole scene would be based around like, oh, everybody thinks they're butt fucking in the stall of the bathroom or whatever.
Right. That's what I was going to say about this scene. It when the cop actually rolls up, most of it's dissipated. It's just him sitting shirtless, and you think it's going to be like him rolling down the window and they're going to do like a blowjob joke or whatever, but that's not what happens. It's just him sitting shirtless, and then he makes a little joke that's like, he's been thinking about women too much, so we're having boys time away, which is like objectively funny and a bit of the subversion.
He calls it man time, which is funnier. Yeah. But the thing is that like they're also not panicking about what's happening. They're just like they're panicking about the beer. That's like that's what is the instigator to it. Anyway, this is what I was saying earlier. I'm like, this kind of shit, I'm worried that this whole movie is going to be this kind of thing, and then it isn't really even within this scene where it happens. It's not offensive or stupid or lowbrow or the easy gay joke, which like was notorious, especially around this time, where it's like
very much so. No, it's tasteful, it's funny, it's nice, and also like just shows kind of it in every way the comfortability of these two as friends. Like I kind of really like that. They're just like two bros, and it's like, no, reach for the can. It's not going to be weird. I'm not making it weird. I just really don't want us to get arrested right now.
Yeah. And the cop doesn't bring it up either. And the cop is now also doing the same thing of like the oracle position of a lot of these types of movies. They're the gatekeeper, where he's the one being like, you don't want to go up there. There's nothing but death and misery up there.
Or like pain or something. I can't remember.
Yeah.
It's very funny.
Nothing but pain at the end of that road.
Yeah. Like,
I want to go down that road.
Yeah.
Love that for me.
And then we go to, do they arrive, or is it like, do we go back to the kids for a second? I can't remember.
I think it goes back to, I could be wrong, but I think it goes back to campfire.
No, it goes right to...
No, it goes to the cabin first, then to the campfire moment.
So they arrive at the cabin, and
I want to address this. We haven't gone to this point, but I'm going to ask you about this for Real 17 once we get to that segment. If you want to let us know in the chat.
Did you catch the funny continuity error with the wood chipper? I don't know if I did, but yeah, we'll talk about it when we get there.
But let us know in the chat, and I'll put it up once we get to that section.
Yeah, and everybody try to remember that question. We'll answer it when we get there.
Yeah.
Wood chipper, got it.
Very
easy to remember.
Yeah.
But yeah, they arrive at the cabin. Classic cabin. Not as much of a copy paste cabin as we get in Cabin in the Woods from Evil Dead, but it still has the vibes. You know, it's got the animal heads, but it's also got a lot more stuff in it. And there's a funny like, well, the people who used to work here must have been biologists or something, or archaeologists, because there's just like bones hanging from the walls and stuff. And like, I think that there's like a weird Like, are they like doll hands or something? Like little doll hand wind chimes? It's like, oh, this is something that Jason Voorhees would live in. Like his mother's severed head is in this room wrapped in a sweater somewhere.
Right. I always wonder with those kind of places, like, especially if you're filming in Canada, I'm sure there are many cabins that you could rent out to film in or whatever.
Sure.
But I feel like usually for these kind of movies, if you're filming in those areas, I'm sure they use probably similar ones. Like people probably own that property and they rent that out specifically as like kind of a film shoot site.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they destroy this cabin in the movie. They blow it up and burn it. So maybe they built it.
Maybe
they just bought it outright and we're like, can we buy this?
We're gonna blow this up
property
later. That's cool
just
with
destroy
you.
it? Yeah, because they do that a
Like
lot.
in that, like
Jason
in that mockumentary.
Mm.
Remember the mockumentary movie we did on the show? The one Worldwide was on for it.
Yeah, I can't remember what it's like. Sweet Tony and his mask of misfortune, or whatever the fuck it's called.
Probably that's probably what it was called.
It's something like that. It's like a guy's name and then like the Ballad of Ricky Bobby or whatever. After
Is my mic doing a weird tapping? I muted it.
I was about to say, did
Here
somebody
again.
does somebody have Jumanji in their apartment? What's happening?
Right?
No,
Okay. Oh, it went away. Okay.
It
Well,
did.
there's
That
the
means-
evil for us.
That means that
today.
somebody found the Jumanji board. It only
Okay.
stops drumming when you find it.
Okay. There we go.
Great.
Nice.
sorry.
It's okay. I just thought I was going crazy.
But they also find a wall of basically like newspaper clippings of a bunch of slain teenagers in the area. But he's
Also,
like, oh yeah,
coupons.
yeah, no, it's like the line is like, must have been an archaeologist or something. And he's like, oh yeah, and he's also a big news buff. And it's like a news buff. What the fuck?
Yeah,
Because
I understand
really
all of the
like how
news. I know
Dale
all
like
of the news.
tripped over saying archaeologist back. Like he wanted, like Tucker's like, oh, archaeologist. He's like, yeah,
Yeah.
and just doesn't finish
Archae-
the sentence because he's like, I'm gonna mess
Archaeology.
up how to
Yeah.
say that. It's very cute.
Mhm.
These two are endearing.
It's also funny that like when they first arrive, Dale is so excited. Like he's like, it's a mansion, and like Tucker seems disappointed. Where he's like, oh my god, this is
I think he's the one that paid the
little-
money for it. So.
Yeah, he's like a little bit more work than I thought it was gonna be. And then when they first enter the door, it's like, what does he say? He's like, it's just a little dusty. It's just a little dusty in there.
Yeah,
Uh,
totally fine.
Yeah.
Clean it up in a day.
Yeah, it's a simple little scene, but it's setting up our base of operations for the two of them. Creepy as hell.
Oh, we also
And-
get the beam moment too. A bit of foreshadowing there with
Right,
the loose beam coming down.
Yeah.
Feels like anything we touch here could just break.
Yeah.
No, it's a moment of happiness where he's like, you know, it's not every day that you get to live out your dreams of owning a lake house. And then he's like, and he's just so happy for that moment. Then he goes to lean on the beam, and it just comes down as like a Home Alone
Almost kills
style
him.
booby trap. Almost kills him. Yeah, he would have died if Dale didn't dive to save him.
Yeah, friendship.
Just-
Also, like,
yeah.
just quick question for you guys, because when I think about this movie, I always try to think like, what is like the true evil? Because like, there's so many different things that could like qualify. I think, but because of also the way that this house is, or this cabin, with all of its creepy little things strewn about, this beam and the way that it comes down, like it's clearly a trap left by someone, right? Like I'm not making that up in my head. Like I'm
I don't know.
assuming from like
I
because
thought
like nothing breaks like that.
Yeah.
You know?
I thought it was just like, I don't think it was a trap. Honestly, I think it was just like a shoddy non-load bearing beam. That
I
just
think it was a trap because it is clearly the cabin that was owned by the people in the story that we're about to hear. Because
Right,
it's full of
right?
all the murders. Yeah, it's got all they're
And all the
they're saving
Paper
their
clippings.
they're saving all of their kills and coupons. Buy
Yeah.
3, get 3, score.
It actually is really lucky to find coupons that are not used in a space that you get.
that-
Like that is
and that-
crazy.
And that don't expire. No
That's
expiry date? Oh my god.
Hit the mother load over here.
one time I found acid in the freezer of an apartment I moved into.
Acid in the freezer
Oh,
sounds
fun.
like a band name from like
Yeah.
the 80s or
A,
something.
a thrash metal
like
band from
the-
the 80s. Yeah.
It could also be like electro funk, like kind of like a
Or
twerp.
electrifying.
Boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom, boom.
Or like industrial, like a 9 Inch Nails style band.
Right, yeah.
Cool, I like that.
My name's Trent
Like,
Reznor, and this song is called "Acid in the Freezer."
He kind of sounds exactly like that. He just has a normal ass voice.
Yeah.
But he sings like this.
Just like that.
Yeah.
Karaoke night. I'll hit it out.
We're going to karaoke at Trent's house. I'm gonna sing "Acid in the Freezer." So the scene completes, and we go to the campsite where I can't remember what the kid says, but he says something stupid, and everybody throws a bunch of beer cans at him. Like almost every single one of them throws an.
It was so many beer cans.
He says something that's like audience insert.
Oh no! You know what it is? He says, "You guys want to hear a scary story?" And they're all
Yes.
like, "No!"
Yeah.
They all
No.
throw beer cans at him, and then immediately Chad's like, "You guys want to hear a real scary story?" And they all immediately listen to Chad. I'm like, "Oh, this is the cult of Chad. Fuck this." I can't stand it when there's like one person that's like everybody will just shut up for. It's like, oh god. It makes me feel like there's that person's bad, which in this movie that person is bad. There's also the funny joke of, which is just like, hey guys, if you like constantly have a dream about sucking a dick, does that mean you're gay? And everyone's like, yes.
I forgot about that.
But
line.
I never do it in real life. It's like, I don't know, man.
But like asked it with like such genuine curiosity.
And he's not like mad or sad about it. He's just like, no, but I would never do. And they're just like, yes, it means yes.
Maybe think about that one a little bit.
And then barrage of beer cans.
Yeah, and then he's like, "You guys want to hear a scary story?" No, everybody throws their beer cans, and then Chad walks up and is like, "You guys want you fuck wits want to hear a real scary tale?" And he takes a big drag of his joint, and then immediately does a hoot off of his impaler, which is setting up stuff for later. It turns out that he has horrible allergies to certain types of plants,
chamomile specifically. I like that the implication here is that when they do the flashback, the two psycho hillbillies just look, you don't see their faces, but from behind they look like Tucker and Dale, which I think is funny. And it's kind of like unreliable narrator. It's the kids sitting around imagining this, and they've just seen the psychobillies.
They're just, what they're doing is imagining the last hillbillies that they encountered, which was the two weirdos at the gas station. I don't think that was Alan Tudyk.
I don't think it was either.
It definitely wasn't Labine, but I think it was just like a guy with red hair or whatever. But yeah, you're right. They do vaguely look like they could be the same,
because all the kids in the story, or all the people in the story who aren't the psychobillies, are the kids who are listening to the story and telling the story, which is funny too. So it's they fully insert. Yeah, it's all the actors. I'm pretty sure. Oh no,
I don't think a single one of them is.
Yeah, I think you might be right. In my head, in
your version
narrator
of
memory.
Yeah. We should call this podcast Misinformation. Cass, are you frozen? Oh, I thought you were frozen. You're just
I'm here.
They call me Mr. Information.
They call me Mr. Misinformation. That is a good
Mr.
name
and Mrs. Information.
Yeah.
I think Mr. Misinformation is a good name for like a weird superhero.
Or like a Sesame Street character.
Yeah, I just opened the scene. For one, there are more of them, and not a single one of them is the same actor. But what happens in the scene is Chad is telling a story about, what was it called, like the Memorial Day Massacre or something like that.
Yep.
And a bunch of teens just like us 20 years ago were in this very spot on this very day getting fucked up, and then a bunch of hillbillies showed up and killed them with like razor blades and stuff. I think one of my favorite moments in the movie is this moment where the guy's like, "Hey, what the hell is this crap?" When the hillbillies change the music, and then he sees them with weapons, and he goes, "Oh, never mind. I like this.
I like this.
This is great.
Actually, you could keep playing it."
Yeah,
and me just like
this is great. And then immediately gets a crazy like table saw blade through his head. And I'm like, okay, that's good. Funny stuff.
Also, like I do
just immediately backpedaling.
I can genuinely see somebody having that reaction in a moment like that. Like it's actually so believable.
No, never mind, man. This is actually really good. I like
this
it.
is good.
It's, I think other than that one joke, I like nothing else really in this flashback is all that memorable or great, but it is important to the story later. But in this moment, you think
practical effects. Like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's not bad. I just mean like there's
There's
not a
meh.
lot for me to mention.
Yeah.
But if you guys want to talk about other things in here, feel free. But it is important for the story because in this moment you're meant to believe that like this is just a bullshit campfire story, that a bunch of teenagers are telling scary stories in the middle of the day. You know, that classically the scariest time to tell a ghost story is noon. Yeah.
Or I guess if you're a viewer that like isn't somehow at this point kind of picking up on the like the satire, the comedy of like clearly these two hillbilly characters are actually like seem quite lovely, it could start to make you second guess maybe a little bit of like, is there a connection and should I actually be worried about these kids? Which is kind of fun. Little bit of misdirection.
For sure.
The machete to the neck is the first like gory moment, which is notable. It looks
I
good.
guess that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, razor blade to the face is pretty intense, and it looks
And then
good.
But
I
that's
like that
sort
he
of from the
also
side.
shushes her as he like has machete through her vocal cords, and it's like she can't say anything, dude. You
Yeah.
don't have to shush her. That's just rude. Rubbing it in.
Yeah, it's almost as rude as sticking a machete in your throat.
Almost.
Just not quite.
Thanks, shush.
Yeah. But yeah, like he's like scratching his neck with the blade before. Yeah, it's all just weird shit. But yeah, the story is they all died, and
No.
oh
One.
well, we don't know that one survived yet, do we? Or does he mention?
I
that
think he
today?
says that one got away, but he didn't mention who or like anything. He just said there was one survivor and blah blah
Right.
blah.
So one person survived the massacre, and the story is then promptly interrupted by a guy running out of the woods with toilet paper, and he smells the toilet paper for some reason, and then he goes, "You guys want to go skinny dippy?" And then the guy who everybody threw beer cans at goes, "I do," like the perviest response.
And then hard cut to the dead of night.
Yeah.
Well, do we have like one moment in between that? I think I'm pretty sure because it's right after the whole we're going skinny dipping where we get a scene with Allison and Chad, right by the car.
That happens like between. It's like it cuts the scene. So like this.
Oh,
scene
does
of them
it?
Skinny
Okay.
Dipping is happening at that same moment.
Got it. Okay, I
because
just didn't want to forget it.
Because then she's like, "I gotta go. Let's talk about this later." And then that's when she goes to join them at the swimming hole.
You
Tucker
saw
and Dale.
this twice in 2 weeks. I believe you.
That's true, and I have it on right now.
Oh, there you go.
Tucker and Dale are fishing, some night fishing. But yeah, this is always jarring to me is the time jumps of what time of day it is, because it happens a couple times in this movie where all of a sudden it's nighttime, all of a sudden it's daytime. There's no moments of like showing them get to the swimming hole. It's just like 4 p.m., sun's in the sky, hard cut to it's now nighttime and they're just arriving at the edge of the water. You're like, oh, okay, I guess. But yeah, Tucker and Dale are fishing. They're having a little cute conversation, and they're down to their final beer. But this is again like Dale trying to give Tucker advice, but it also kind of comes off as just like, I know better than you and I always have kind of thing. And Tucker just listens to everything Dale says.
I think you would need to flip that a little bit.
Am I saying the names wrong? Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, opposite order, but I was following.
Flip the names and you got a perfect rendition of what happened in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
And they fight over the last Paps. This is the moment of like, it's perfectly placed in the center of the cooler, you know, haloed by ice. And it's just a Pabst, the last Pabst. Personally, do you guys like Pabst? I don't like Pabst.
I do not like Pabst.
I only really ever enjoy it if I'm in like a really divey bar listening to like some underground band. Then I'm like, yeah, you know what? That sounds like a good time.
You're like, I want to punish myself for this activity that I'm doing right now.
It just feels
I'll
like the right
drink it.
moment for it, you know?
I'll drink it at camping, like specifically. It's a very light, summery kind of beer, but it's also I don't like lagers.
I'm not usually a lager person.
And I don't even is what does it say on the PB? Is it even a lager?
I think it is.
Beer. It says beer.
Is it
beer?
Are you sure? Are you sure it's a beer?
That's all I got. Barley's in here.
Yeah, it's American style adjunct lager.
It's established in Milwaukee in
Certainly is a junk
1844.
lager.
Wait, does it actually say if it's a I know it's a lager, but I don't think it actually says on here.
I prefer a Pilsner.
Pilsners are in that
That's
realm.
when we
where
go
I'm
to
just-
Sweaty
don't
Betty's,
like
I
them.
always get the Pilsner. I went there
Mm.
not too long ago with some friends, and I
Love
ordered
Sweaty
I
Betty's.
ordered the Sweaty Pilsner, which is like their house beer. And then all my friends ordered it as well. And every single one of them was like, this is disgusting. And I'm like, I fucking love it. Give me another one.
No, I always get
More
bubble
for
stash
you.
when I go there. I like
Oh, yeah,
I like an
bubble stash is
IPA.
good.
I like an IPA as well, but I have to, I don't know, like it's like you're baking a birthday cake in your tummy sometimes after you drink too many of them.
You gotta aggressively pour it before you drink it, so
Yeah.
that it's like if you were having it on draft, it goes down a little smoother. But
I just
Yeah.
all the
chug them. Yeah.
carbonation in there.
Well, we got a bunch of octopus last night, and that was good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In a
Yeah,
pitcher.
octopus don't
We got a
fight or
whole
whatever.
pitcher of it. I was
A whole
already like a
pitcher?
little buzzy after we left your house, and then after the bar, I was like, I'm drunk.
Oh, no.
Whoopsies.
Sorry, Steven.
That's okay.
That's not bad.
Listen, I've never told anybody in that much detail my secret romantic adventure story.
Yeah. Octopus Wants to Fight is also a magic elixir of storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
Who knew?
Speaking of magical elixir, I have to go get one. I'll be right back.
Okay, I love that.
Well,
Well,
this is the sequence where Allie gets up on the rocks, starts taking her clothes off. The boys are
Wait.
looking up at her.
Jason, is that immediately you're skipping over the whole conversation with Allison?
What do you mean?
One where they like have their whole moment where she's like, "No, don't make out with me," and he's like, "I'm gonna make out with
Oh.
you."
Oh yeah, it's Chad's reveal of
Yeah.
We already know he's a dick, but now we also know that he's kind of like a
It's pervy and like
and it's like rapey. Like
Gross.
it's really like I'll put a roofie in your drink energy.
Oh yeah, I would not trust that man. Like the
It's like
same.
we're cut from
bar
the
as drinks that I
same.
have.
We're cut from the same cloth, and we're above those guys. And
Yeah,
he starts
it's
kissing
like
up on her, and she's kind of like, "Ugh."
it's rich
Yeah.
kid energy. Like I would be interested to know what his home life is. It seems like he might come from an affluent household, like he was raised by rich people or something.
Maybe adopted into like a really rich family.
That's what like
Yeah.
like a Dick Grayson sort of scenario.
Maybe.
Yeah, where he got adopted by a billionaire. Because he seems like he has
Orphan Annie style.
this heavy entitlement where it's like this girl will definitely want to make out with me because I'm Chad, the guy who comes from this affluent family, and we both are different from them. And it's like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, he sucks so
He
bad.
sucks. And he from this point on, I don't think that he puts that axe down. I think that he's holding that axe all
Yeah,
the way up
every time
until
you
the
see him.
point. Even when they're
Mhm.
having the conversation at the table, he still
Yeah, he
has
has
the
it.
axe. Yeah, he still has
Like
it.
under the table, just like
Yeah.
holding on to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's his safety axe.
Because he's a psycho affluent.
His security blade. My
Yeah.
security blanket blade.
Everybody needs one. It's fine.
Yeah.
No judgment.
And we see him throwing it a couple times at a tree and sucking at it. Like he
Yeah.
keeps missing, like it's bouncing off, and he's getting all pissed off about it. But that's just an important detail I didn't want to forget because it changes pretty quick. But Allie?
Yes.
Yeah, she goes down
Oh.
to the lake and she starts taking her clothes off
All
on
these-
top of a horrible place. If you don't know that lake, you're gonna jump in off that rock from there, and it's
into rocks.
she,
Guaranteed.
but she doesn't even try and jump either. She tries to slowly slink down the side of this giant rock. I'm like, this is
She just eats shit into the water.
Well, doesn't she get? Am I misremembering? Doesn't she get like kind of jump scared and then like she like
Yeah.
kind of tumbles in?
she
because,
sees
like,
them. She sees Tuck and Dale, and
Yeah.
she sees them watching her, basically taking her clothes off,
Yeah.
and she
Dale's
freaks
like,
out.
"Oh look, you're being a peeping tom."
Yeah. But yeah, the reason she sees them is because he yells Tucker because Tucker's watching and he's covering his eyes like, Tucker, don't look. And then she falls and he's like, if you see a beautiful college girl taking her clothes off, you don't yell my name.
So good.
I also like it when they Dale Tucker. Which one's Tyler Labine?
Dale.
Dale jumps into the water, and when it cuts over to the college kids, they're seeing this happen. When they pull her up into the boat, they're just pulling this like lifeless body. It looks so funny
Yeah.
the way that they like just dump her into the boat.
We got your friend.
Yeah,
And then he's like,
oh my God, they have
they're
apples.
horrified.
yeah, they sprint away, and he's like, "What? We have her while they're running. Hey, we got your friend." And, yeah, they basically like again, it's just this hilarious misunderstanding
Oh, it's so good.
where they just look terrifying because they're wearing their hunting gear and their overalls and they're dirty as hell and they're in a boat in the middle of the night. It is kind of
They
weird.
just pulled up an unconscious girl into their boat and said, "We got your friend." That's
And
After they
terrifying.
already think that they're psycho killer hillbillies.
Yeah,
Right?
there's so many moments in this movie where just sticking around and having a conversation for a couple of minutes, it would solve the whole thing.
Literally everything.
But it gets to a point where already too many corpses, where no matter the explanation at this point, it's too late.
Well, that's why it's so funny that they sit down and have a parlay at one point later in the movie, because it's like that's
tea.
a reference to if they just communicated better, and that's
Yeah.
comedy, right? Like a lot of comedies don't work if they actually just sit down and talk. So I
Yeah.
thought that was a good thing to do.
It's good. I also will say I want to point out I was really happy about how brave Dale was in this scene to just like he was
He immediately
jumps in there and make sure that she's okay. And I'm like, every single moment that we have with Dale in this movie just solidifies how wonderful he is specifically. I mean, like I love them both, but Dale is truly a special
Right
one.
back.
Okay, bye.
Jeez, everybody keeps leaving.
Sorry, I am here. If you see my camera turn off for a second, it's because I'm eating sushi and I just like I don't want that content out there for free
Yeah.
if people are into it.
People will pay us. They'll tip the channel if you do it.
Right? I'm like, I might as well get paid. Pay for my
They'll
sushi.
put it on the thumbnail.
Right?
Yeah. So yeah, again, one of the many hilarious misunderstandings. Like, I think this is maybe like the first one that has real implication to it. The other ones are just sort of like goofy, but this is like, okay, this is real. So they take off with her body, and then the other
Her body. Why did you phrase it like
because
that?
it's unconscious.
I guess.
If an unconscious person is no longer a person, it's
Only
their
a body.
It's their body. Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
So the kids run back to get Chad because Chad is their leader and their king, obviously.
Obviously.
And
Bad
Chad
choice.
this is where we see Chad sucking at throwing an axe at a tree. He can't get it to land. And they tell him what happened. He runs back. He does like a classic like, yeah.
I so totally cared about you and like your being and personality and not just your tits.
It's crazy that he's a crazy person, obviously, but he just like truly believes that like he is like a Gaston, basically, right? I think we talked about this last night. It's like
Short King Gaston.
you're in love with the beast. Basically just being a you disgust me. Yeah.
Belle.
You're
Is this
so
low-key?
smart, Gaston. I know.
Is this low-key a reference to Beauty and the Beast a little bit because of Dale being beastly?
It's very possible, whether it was like intentional or not. I
parallels
think
there.
that story is also like a tale as old as time. So I'm sure like whether they were thinking about it on purpose, it makes sense that would land in there.
That made me think of D&D when I was like, tale is old time, and I would know because I was there on day one.
Yeah, I literally started this shit. You're welcome.
Yeah. Yes, he has a lot of Gaston energy in this movie in the sense that he is an entitled prick who has like this idea of vanity that exists in his head where he thinks he's so handsome even though he's just sort of like a normal looking dude. I mean, he's not unattractive, but his attitude and his actions make him very unappealing. Yeah. So it's like
that's a 0 out of 10 for me with
the beauty shrinks away when you're acting that way, sir.
Very fast.
And then it's like I'm watching this movie and finding myself more and more attracted to Dale throughout the entirety of the movie, and less attracted to Chad since the minute he opens his fucking mouth.
Yeah.
Which is good. Also, Labine is a handsome man. He's so
handsome. Look at him.
He's got piercing blue eyes. It's wild.
But then also his actions and his attitude and just the way that he's like cutely befuddled all the time, and like it's just like super
like
endearing.
What a stinking cutie. What?
Absolutely. That's like a picture from 1999.
I actually think I have
Yeah.
like an old
Literally.
like J-pop magazine with that image in it. I am
Pretty sure he was in Tiger Beach.
Yeah.
Tiger, is that a magazine or something? I don't know what that is.
It was like for teen girls in the mid to late 90s
was
that
a
had
couple
like
of them.
Jonathan Taylor Thomas on the cover every month.
I
Or
think
Chad
about
Michael
that.
Murray. A lot
Does
of
that
people
still
with 3
exist?
names.
Ryder
I'd
Strong.
be interested to talk to like a person in middle school and like see if that's still a thing. Like people putting pictures of boys in their lockers and shit. Like, does that happen
Probably.
anymore? But like, do
probably-
magazines exist anymore? How do they get the pictures?
No, there's probably more of a social media element now.
It's all on Pinterest now. They just share
Yeah.
it. Their Pinterest boards with
It's
people.
on MySpace. Kids use MySpace these days, I think.
What's in their locker then? Is it just a boring old locker?
It's just an iPad with
Yeah.
Oh,
a
that's
background that's
Those,
changing.
like, moving picture frames or whatever. Yeah,
It's got
That's
all
a good
the
point. It could be.
BTS
You're right.
boys or whatever.
yeah.
Yeah, if your locker isn't covered with stickers that at the end of the year you have to painstakingly get off.
Like scrape
the
off with a
locker.
scraper.
Yeah, like what was the point of high school? I don't know.
Actually, my friend Chris has a kid who's in middle school. I'm gonna get him. Oh, it's maybe too late. I was gonna be like, ask your kid. I'm like, oh, this kid's probably asleep. It's
Yeah. Wake him up.
10 p.m. on a Thursday. Probably
This is
school.
very important.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see like as Locke grows up what he's gonna like be into.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
gonna hate all of it probably.
Oh, I'm sure. But then you'll also find like cool things to bond over too. It happens.
Yeah, I mean,
you like Ghost. You like
there's
the
certain
band
things
Ghost.
that like
That's what you're into.
like my dad was really into a lot of stuff that I liked, but he also liked a bunch of shit that I hated, and I'm sure he hated a bunch of the stuff that I like, right? But like my dad liked Star Wars, so that's a thing that I remember when he first saw The Force Awakens, he like called me at like midnight. And he's like, "Who's Ray?" And I'm like, "Dad, are you drunk?" He's like, "Who's Ray?" He's like, "Obi-Wan's granddaughter or some shit." I need to know. I'm like, "I don't know."
We'll find out in 6 or 7 years.
Yeah.
That's
And then we
the
did, and
last
everybody hated
thing.
it.
Yeah. My dad
I
really
didn't hate it,
hated
actually. I
punk
kinda liked
rock. When I was in high school, all I listened to was like punk rock, and my dad would be like, my dad grew up with like, you know, like early like rock and roll and like hair metal and stuff, which would have freaked his dad's bean.
Right.
But to him, he was like, "Why do you listen to all this angry music so much?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I'm
the
angsty."
world's on fire. I don't know.
Yeah.
My mom
also
used
will
to say,
say-
"Are you
Oh, go
building
ahead.
bombs in the basement?" Like she would like she would pull me aside and be like, "I'm worried you're building bombs in the basement." And I was like, "Why?" And she's like,
Why?
"Because you keep listening to that angry German band." It was
Are
Rammstein.
you? Oh, I love that band.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like it's
Rammstein
good.
rules.
Demons and building bombs.
She's imagining me like making a pipe bomb that I'm going to take to school. I'm like, "Mom, I'm okay. I'm not going to bomb anything."
No.
Yeah. Wait till you hear Slipknot, Mom.
Right.
My parents
I will
used
say-
to think that I was a serial killer, which it just turned out that they were identifying autism in me and didn't take me to a
I like the
autism
way that you said
specialist.
autism. It was
Yeah.
nice. It had like a nice melody to it.
That's one of my special interests is making autism sing-songy.
Yeah,
Autism.
autism.
I going back with all of that being said and tying back to the movie for a second, it is a thing where if you really care about someone and you love someone, whether they're your friend or your family or whatever, sometimes even if you don't like the thing that they're into, their hobby, you still do it because you love them. Maybe like fisting. Anyway,
Yeah.
I
it's
don't
my
know.
little.
All the fucking myriad of kid shows I'm about to be inundated with in about
I don't
3
have that
years.
power within me. I tell people the things that they like are stupid all the time.
Yeah, he tells me the things I like are stupid constantly,
All the time.
all
That's
the time.
because they are.
Oh my
Yep.
god.
Case in point.
Red.
Case in point. So many of my friends will humor me, and Steven has never humored me for a second. And you know what? I appreciate that because that's like it's the real. It's the barometer for.
Listen, if I didn't like you, I'd lie to you all the time.
Yeah,
Mm.
it's true. I can appreciate it
Now I gotta get back to building my bombs in the basement.
Shocking content.
Mhm.
So yeah, we now get a sequence where the teens are like, "We gotta go find her," and then we have another jump to it's now morning, and maybe the teens have been looking all night. I don't know. We don't know. The movie doesn't care to explain it to us, and I think that that's like completely.
I think that's a smart choice too. Like with how like quick And like this movie is only what, like 90 minutes or so. Like
Yeah.
for how quick paced it is, and like the wit of the story itself and the script.
Yeah.
Don't tell me what the kids were up to all night.
We don't
I
need to
genuinely do
know.
not care.
Yeah.
I just need to know what happens
And
next.
They
could
were
even
running
just-
around the woods scaring themselves, probably.
Yeah, and I think that
scaring
it's
each other
probably
by
just a
accident.
case of like they realize later, like, oh man, all this is filmed during the day, or this is all filmed at night. We don't have a moment of like ooh, hiccup. We don't have a moment of expository dialogue to be like, we've been looking all night, and they don't have the budget to go back and film it. So they're just like, let's just not give a shit. And I like that, and I respect it. I respect when a movie is just like, nah, because the movie is so good that you don't care. You know, like if it's a bad movie, then we'll nitpick this to death, right?
Well, that said, this movie doesn't need to be 2 hours long and have all
Right.
kinds of expository
And also,
extra stuff.
I've said this a million times on the show, which is like, you can sit there and like point out continuity errors and point out and nitpick things to death. But if the movie is good, my answer is always, who gives a flying fuck? You know, like you can point it out. Like there's a famous one from Jurassic Park where like Grant, or not Grant, what's his name? The guy who owns Jurassic Park. Fuck, I can't remember what his name is.
Dr.
Jurassic.
His name is
Yeah.
Dr. Jurassic. Yeah, Dr. Jurassic is cleaning a glass with like a white rag, and then it cuts to him and he's cleaning it with a red rag, and then it cuts back and he's cleaning it with a white rag. And this is like, I remember seeing a video of someone
Oh.
pointing that out. I'm like, you know what? I've
That is
never
also
noticed.
such an obvious thing that you should
Yeah.
notice.
But the reason that I've never noticed it is because Jurassic Park is one of the greatest movies ever made, and I'm so invested in everything that's happening around it that I'm not going to notice a continuity error because I'm looking into David Attenborough's mouth hole and just like enraptured by everything that he's saying. It's like, we were saving that for today. I guarantee it. And I'm like, oh my God, dinosaurs are real.
so
I can't remember
cool.
that man's name.
Dr. Jurassic?
John Hammond.
John Hammond, yeah. As you were about to say it, it popped into my head, and I was like, Hammond, ham sandwich,
Spare no expense.
Mr. Diddle-Dee.
Hmm.
Yeah, spared no
You know,
expense.
John Hammond from Jurassic Park.
He does kind of look like a young John Hammond.
A little bit.
He should play him in the prequel.
Oh, I like that.
It'll be
Yeah.
AI slop, probably.
Yeah.
Really try to genre bend too much.
Let's not get into that again, because that was 45 minutes last week that we'll never get back as unwatchable, probably.
Well, my theory about that new Jurassic Park is, well, your theory is that it was written by AI, but my theory is that they were like, let's make a Jurassic Park zombie movie, because that whole sequence where they're like hiding in that gas station.
I can
like a
proudly
zombie.
say that
Maybe it was
I
just
don't
a
remember.
boardroom of people that were
anything.
just not paying attention and were like, we can make money, throw out ideas. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My proudest moment is that I don't remember a single moment of that movie.
That's your
My,
proudest.
my biggest memory from that movie
I
is
have a
that
superpower.
my mom's partner is kind of like he's an interesting fellow. He doesn't make a lot of jokes, but he wanted to like be, me and him and Madison were watching this movie. My mom had gone to bed, and he just scared us. He went just out of nowhere went, ah! And I was like, what? Why do you think that's okay?
Bless.
That is the most like straight edge man thing to do. Like,
Yes.
they're watching a scary movie. I'll just jump in there and go, boo!
Yeah.
This guy, bless his heart, he's great. I like this guy, but he's very like, you know, how's the weather? I'm going to play
Right.
golf. Let's have a
Scare people while they're
Labatt
watching
Blue
it.
together.
I'm going to go play 9 holes on Sunday and enjoy a beverage afterwards. Would you like to join
Yeah.
me?
Mm-hmm.
No, thanks.
No, thank you.
But
How about the
All
weather?
right.
enjoy it.
Yeah.
Have
Beautiful
fun.
weather we're having today.
Mhm.
You can put that on my credit card.
I'll use my credit card.
So yeah, we back to the film.
Oh, right.
We get a nice moment where she wakes up, and once again we're having the horror is real for her in this moment, and I think she does a good job. I like her in this movie. Compelling, but she's wearing all of Dale's clothes, which is also kind of funny. But Dale comes out and he's got breakfast for her, but he's like surrounded by smoke and mist, and
Yeah.
he's backlit, and he's a silhouette in the doorway, and you can't tell what we know what he looks like, but she's terrified because it is in any other
It's
scenario, it's
literally
a terrifying shot. But then he comes into the sunbeam And she's freaking out, and he's like, oh god, you hate pancakes. I should have known. I
Make
should have
eggs
known.
and bacon. I hope you eat that.
I'll go make something else for you.
Yeah. As he slams the door, he's like, idiot. Stupid
He's just such a sweet summer child, and I love him so dearly.
Yeah.
Also, his
But yeah.
dog has one eye, which you don't really notice until this point. And you're like, okay, the dog is creepy, and the one eye that it does have is like pure white with like
Right,
a pin
like
prick of black. in it.
icy white blue kind of. Yeah.
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 I used to have a dog when I was young named Norton, and his eyes were that sort of like super ice blue. And the number one comment that you'd get from people like, oh my god, his eyes are so scary, because he was part husky, but he inherited almost no traits from a husky except for those crazy blue eyes.
Interesting.
Yeah, he looked like a part golden retriever, part terrier or something. He was like a medium-sized dog that had all these weird traits. But he did also have the curled tail of a husky. But yeah, it was just the eyes and the curled tail, and everything else about him was like a weird, overgrown Scottish terrier.
Sweet
And
baby.
And the way he barked was like Gandalf. You know when Gandalf is like,
Oh,
it was like that. Like,
You shall not pass.
basically his bark. Yeah.
I like that there's a line in this movie where Ali just goes, he's drooling.
Yeah, Dale's like, oh yeah.
Yeah. And then he just like laughs, like, yeah.
So cute. But we get like in this scene, we get like the beginnings of them kind of bonding, which is cute. And her also, like, she has the wherewithal to like not be freaked out the whole time. Like the moment that she realizes that this man is safe, like she's a little wary still. She's like, I'm here and I don't understand what's happening. But she does calm down to a point to actually get to know him, which is sweet.
Because like a lot of final girls, she's like she's the normal person in her group that all get murdered for really dumb reasons. In this movie, the reasons they get murdered are like they all kill themselves by accident.
Yeah. It's like either like happenstance or stupidity or both. You're like, okay. Yeah.
But breaking up this sequence, we also have a moment where the teens find the cabin, and like there's like one guy who's challenging Chad, and the rest of them are all just 100% agreeing with Chad, which is annoying. I think his name's Mitchell because he's wearing like a shirt that has like his name on it. The guy who's like, why don't we just go knock on the door? Like the guy who's just like the most reasonable person. He's like,
supposed to be the nerd, I think.
I guess, but I mean,
but he's wearing one of those like gas station like
he's still like a preppy nerd.
Shirts. Yeah,
like who would wear like Aeropostale like shirts that had the logo that said Aeropostale on them.
Sure.
Yeah.
He's wearing sort of like a fancy gas station attendant shirt that has his own name on it, which if it's not his name, then he got it from like, they had like that like designer bowling shirts when we were kids.
Yeah.
And we're a little older than you, Cass, but like
I'm familiar with the bowling shirts.
When we were in high school, that was like like only the coolest fucking kids with rich ass parents would have these bowling shirts on. And I was so
Aeropostale kid is the other kid that I think is exactly the same. I think he's the one that
he looks like he's a Chad Wiener sucker.
Yeah.
Like he's basically like emulating Chad in every way. Like
was he the one that was having the dick sucking dreams?
No.
Yeah, I think
that's
Mitchell?
No.
I'm getting
the guy who was having the dick sucking dreams is the only non-white person in this entire movie.
He dies by being impaled.
Oh, I thought I wasn't paying attention. We were watching it.
Like an orange and white
guy who got a bunch of cans.
He's the guy who got his beers thrown at him, for trying to do what Chad does with no effort. But he runs off to get the car or something. I think like he's going off to get the car, and the rest of them come across the cabin, and then we get the other half of what you guys are talking about, which is the beautiful conversation where she's starting to realize that he's actually a nice guy. But we also get the best moment in the movie, maybe, which is when Tucker he's just trying to clean up the property, and we see him pull out a chainsaw, and he 100% cuts into a massive wasp's nest.
Which
he was
hilarious.
like whistling while he was working. He was like, beautiful day outside. Everything is a little bit crazy. We got this girl to take care of, but like we're doing okay.
Yeah,
just kidding.
He also calls Dale Romeo, I think at one point he looks through the window and he's like, damn, Romeo over here.
Yeah, that's cute.
So he's happy for him.
I do like that he gave Tucker all this advice
Space.
that he's
Oh.
taking.
And he gave him space to work his magic or whatever.
To do it. That's cute.
I bet that bacon and egg breakfast was delicious.
I'm sure it was. I'm
The
sure it was
bacon looked
actually like
crispy.
very, very well done. Also, a side note just for later as we talk about it more, we also, I believe this is where, as they're getting to know each other a bit more, Dale and Allison, I think Allison opens up to Dale's like, oh, like, what are you go to college for? And he's like trying to be all proper. And she's like, oh, I'm in like psychology or whatever. So we get a bit of insight about Allison as a character too, of what she's like, kind of how her brain works, and maybe
It's so
what,
like, and his physical comedy in the scene is so good too, because he
literally like
you can't see it, but you can tell that he crossed his legs, like he thinks like a person who's like really intently listening would do. It's like,
so
you know,
cute.
this guy doesn't sit like that at all, and he's like, oh, I should sit proper so she thinks I'm, you know, smarter than I actually am. This is how smart people sit.
He like cocks his head a little bit to the side too.
Yeah, he's like, that's interesting, very interesting. But yeah, when she's like, I want to go to school to be a psychologist, he's like, no, and she's like, yeah, that's what my parents say sometimes as well. He's like, no, that beam might kill you if it falls over, so just relax, don't lean on it.
Don't lean on back on your chair.
Yeah.
Also, again, comedy of errors immediately. Like this whole movie, it's gold.
We also learn in that moment that she's like, I don't know, do you want to play a game or something? Do you have any board games? And he's like, oh yeah, we have, my favorite one is Trivial Pursuit, or it was like some sort of trivia style board game. And this is where he learned that he's actually like a mega genius who just remembers every fact that he's ever been told, like Anthony Hopkins' character from The Edge. He's like, basically, if I read something, I never forget it.
But also you get the inkling that because he has that ability, he just knows all of the answers to Trivial Pursuit. It's not said, but that's what I got out of this, because he knows it, but not because he knows it, because he's just memorized Trivial Pursuit answers.
Or maybe he's actually just played it once or like twice before, and then he's like, I just know it. I looked at it.
But also, isn't that the same as knowing something because he knows it?
That's a good point.
That's like, I don't see what the difference is. You're like, he doesn't know it because he knows it. He just knows it because he knows it. I'm like, what the fuck are you saying?
Or knowledge versus wisdom versus intelligence.
Right.
He's got it all. He doesn't have a lot of
I think that his social intelligence is a little low, but like once he gets comfortable in a scenario, the awkwardness melts away. But we also see that power works later. It's not because he's played the game a bunch of times that he knows everything. It's just because he remembers the chamomile tea, and then, you know, because even though the guy only mentioned it once that he's allergic to tea during their meeting, he finds chamomile, and that like activates, like, you know, this is like the movie doesn't tell you this, but then later it's like, yeah, remember he's allergic, and she's like, what? And he's like, I told you, I remember shit.
Which is what makes one of the special things about this movie. Like, that's by the end of the movie, we're like, oh, maybe there is like a power that these guys have of luck, but also he has a power of like intelligence, like memory. So there's like something supernatural going on here, but it's not explicitly told to you. It's just narratively there in the background.
And Tucker has the ability to heal all his wounds by pouring beer on it.
Yeah.
A thing that
was a video game. This is like in Max Payne where you just choose painkillers and your health bar goes back up.
Except Tucker, when he cuts his fingers off, he just pours beer on it and it like seals up the wound. It somehow alleviated all of his massive boils from getting stung by a billion bees. Like within minutes of him pouring beer, like the swelling has gone away.
Which I think is you started to talk about it.
The bee's nest. Yeah, this is their let's do the Texas Chainsaw thing, and it's so funny because like you were saying, Cass, that like they had that idea in their head for years of like, what if the Texas Chainsaw guy was just freaking out like that because he was being attacked by bees? And it's like that's such a funny idea, and it really works because like he's not chasing them, but they think they're being chased.
If he's literally running parallel, like he's not chasing, they're running in the same The veins.
There's a moment where you see the Mitchell. Actually, I think he just died, so I'm gonna get to see his name tag. Yeah, it's Mitchell. So Mitchell like is running next to him parallel, and they lock eyes, and you can see like this look of realization on Mitchell's face that he's like, I thought, why aren't you trying to get?
Yeah, we're
also
both
Tucker's
running
face,
away
too.
from
He's
something
like-
right now. He's running away from horde of bees, and I'm running away from him. But we're running at the same pace at this point.
It reminds me of like remember this like old stand-up bit where it's like this comedian who he's talking about how like he was going for a jog at night, and then he realized that like a person was running, and he was running behind them, and he's like he keeps looking behind himself because he's like, what the fuck is she running from? So he's like, I have to run faster. So he's like,
yeah, I know that's.
And so like the lady clearly thinks that he's chasing her, and he thinks that they're both being chased.
Yeah.
It's good, and like that's sort of the same energy of this scene. But I do like that Mitchell, the only reasonable character, who's like, why don't we just go knock on the door? Maybe they took them to the hospital. Like they're probably not doing anything. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
He has the moment of realization, and then he gets that moment where the bee goes by, and he's like,
After he's like been impaled,
yeah.
bleeding out everywhere. There's no saving him, and then like the realization of like, a wasp.
Yeah.
And
Oh, I don't think we
like
even mentioned Mitchell is running away from Tucker because he thinks he's coming after him with a chainsaw, and then he runs directly into like a very long, sharp stick and gets impaled.
Which I questioned if you could. I said, call up the Mythbusters, because can somebody run fast enough to impale themselves and not just like get stabbed by it, but like he runs
to go all the way through.
It goes all the way through. Yeah.
I mean,
feel
I'm
like
sure
maybe.
you probably could.
If it's sharp enough,
especially
yeah.
where it hits him, like it's kind of like right in that squishy part in the middle of his abdomen.
Yeah.
If it hits your ribs, I don't think so, but he was running for his life. He was running full speed, right? Like,
and also the adrenaline too. Like you probably wouldn't even feel like the initial puncture right away too, because you're just running.
I think if you run as fast and as hard as you can into anything, it's going to do significant damage to your body. Like if you're not in no way trying to brace for impact, if you just like spaghetti into a wall, like something's going to stick. You know what they say?
Depends on how sharp the object is too, because that stick looked hella sharp.
It makes me think of the moment in The Mummy where that one, like the guide that they hire or whatever, the guy who's like the prison man, or I can't remember what his role is, but he gets like a scarab in his brain, and then he runs head first directly into a wall as fast as he can. It's just like it immediately kills him, and you're like, that probably would happen if you just like slammed into a stone wall as fast as you could run
at full speed without
Let's
the like
test
limit.
it.
Yeah, without the
Jason?
limiter. Okay, I'll be right back.
Someone
Someone
just give it a go, see what happens for science.
It's like how you can't bite your own skin, but like if you
You
don't
could
have-
bite your finger, it's like a carrot, right? Or is that a myth?
It's very like it might be a myth, but I'm pretty sure like you could just break your finger easily, but your body won't let you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
your brain won't
your
let
body wants to defend itself at all costs, right? Like
it's
like
but
me
if
trying to wear
something-
contacts and I can't poke my eye because my body won't let me. Says
that's
Danger.
like Danny as well. Danny cannot. I had to when we used to like do the vampire eye contact lenses for Halloween, and like Danny just couldn't do it. I had to like lay them down and like, I'm like hold their eyelids open. I'm like, just stop. I'm putting it in, like touching her eye or their eyeball and just like rubbing my eye or my finger around their eyeball.
But it's like literally I can't, like, even if I hold my eyelids open, like it won't. They will still close.
The first time I ever got them, I wasn't able to do it, and then now I can just like bloop, bloop, and I just
when I was in wrestling school, and you know, you're training to do these moves. There were certain moves that I was 30 at the time, and as a 30-year-old, your brain just won't let you be picked up and dropped backwards. You're like, no. And that's a lot of the reason why I didn't continue with it, because I couldn't fall backward, flip backwards.
Yeah. Your brain is a very powerful tool that is designed to stop you from hurting yourself. And
the older you get, the more your fight or flight kicks in, and it keeps you from being
I think
able to
like my
like
compounded trauma has something to do with it as well. But like when I try and drive a car now, like my brain is like, don't do this. there are other ways. You can get someone else.
Maybe that's why I hate flying, you know? None of this makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes perfect sense.
I also fear flying. But I also like, I don't know what it is about my body specifically, but when I stand next to an elevator and wait for it, I start to like get lightheaded, like I'm gonna pass out. And
Mhm.
it's like it doesn't matter where I am, what's happening, any elevator. As soon as the elevator is approaching, like my body can sense that the elevator is coming,
It's
and
somehow gonna
Mm.
chop me in half.
I don't know
is
what's
the
That's
happening.
sensation I get.
interesting.
I've looked it up
Yeah.
too, and it's like your brain, like it's like your ears and your brain, and like the motion around you, like the electromagnetism or whatever that comes from the elevator itself, is
Oh,
affecting
yeah.
you, and you know that you're getting in there, and your body is like trying to stop you from getting into this dangerous scenario that you're scared of. Because I
Are
have
you
like
also super aware of like hearing like energy and like electricity? Because I am
Yes.
Mhm.
too. So it might also be that. Yeah.
when I walk into a room, I can tell if there's something on. I'm like, there's something on in here.
Mhm.
Something is on. It's like, oh, the coffee maker's on. And it's
Mhm.
not
Yeah.
brewing, but it's plugged in and it's been turned on.
There's a bit of science around like sleeping in a room that has a TV, and cell phones now, they're drawing power into your room. I don't have a TV in my room, but when I was younger, I would fall asleep in front of the TV and get like, I would sleep, but it's not like restful sleep when you
Yeah.
fall asleep
Your
in front of
brain's
the
still
TV.
stimulated, right? Like it's still taking
Yeah.
in information. Yeah.
Yeah. My whole week this week has been weird non-sleep where I just dream the whole night. Because if
Yeah.
you're dreaming the whole time, you're not sleeping properly.
You're not sleeping.
Yeah.
And that's supposed to be REM sleep, but it means you're waking up and falling asleep over and over and over. And if you have one of those nights where you dream about your job all night and you wake up and have
Oh
to
my
go to
God,
your
those
job, it's like,
suck.
I didn't sleep last night.
I don't. I have dream about old jobs. I dream about the
Mhm.
beer store a lot, but this
Mhm.
week I don't know what this means. You guys can speculate all you want, but I keep dreaming. When I lived in Brampton, I had
I keep dreaming about sucking dick. Does that mean I'm gay? Sorry, Steve. I had to call it back to the movie.
I know, but that doesn't work on me. So I already know the answer. So in my basement, which is where my bedroom was, there was a toilet, a bathroom, but the toilet was in front. We had redone the bathroom, but there was this storage space under the stairs, and it was this really creepy door. And for some reason, they had built the toilet in front of that creepy door. And I keep having this dream this week where a crow or a dog, a black dog, or a black dog that turns into a crow, or a dog that turns into or a bird that turns into a crow, or vice versa, is poking me and trying to get me to follow it. And then I follow it, and it leads me to that room, and the toilet has been ripped out, and that door underneath is open, and it looks like an Alice in Wonderland style hole, and it's trying to get me to go in. And every time the dream ends with me going, no, I'm not going in there. And I start yelling at the crow to try and scare it away. And I've had this dream maybe like 6 times this week, and I don't know what it means.
Did it happen yesterday?
It has happened every single day since Sunday.
Dang, because I was trying to give some energy for you. We were talking about some nightmare and dream stuff yesterday after we watched the movie.
Did I
and
mention
was
this
like,
yesterday?
yeah, and I was like, I
That's,
hope that you don't have nightmares tonight. I hope that I've like cured it.
That's Toronto Odin or Toronto Odin.
Actually, I don't know if I had it
right
last
now.
night. Maybe it works.
Trying to guide you to Valhalla, and you don't want to go there.
Maybe. Or it could be really
Toronto-den.
cool on the other side.
I think Toronto Odin is very funny.
I was talking to
Right.
Danny, and Danny
Odin.
said
Put it
like
on the
maybe it's an omen. And I was like, but
A
what?
Toronto Omen.
And then they were like a bad omen or a good omen. Well, we don't know. And then I was like, that's what I said. And then Danny was like, what if it's a neutral omen? And then I started laughing at the idea of a neutral omen. Like, what does that even mean?
Eat a sandwich.
This
Yeah.
is there.
You want
You
a
are-
sandwich?
You will be hungry later.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I mean,
Thanks, Odin.
Probably.
Odin, the omen maker.
thanks, Toronto Omen.
I go into the hole and there's just a sandwich in there,
No.
a meatball sub.
I hope it's a good sandwich. All right. Where are we?
Sorry, this is
What's
where
happening?
Yeah, this is where he goes back in, and they meet, all the three meet together, and he's covered in bee stings, but he doesn't witness the teen get impaled. Only the teens find Mitchell's corpse, and they go back in, and they don't know the extent of what's happening yet, so they kind of go about their business. But they leave Allison inside because they're like, we're gonna look for your friends, and you stay here because you need to rest. It's clear that Dale wants more time with her, so he's like, no, don't come with us, because he knows that as soon as they find the friends that she'll just leave. But again, another reason that in the movie, if she had come with them, they would have the movie would be over basically, right? And the comedy ends.
Very bad.
But they decide to like, well, as they're walking up, the teens are hiding, and they're like, it's like, yeah, I was killing her. He's like, yeah, you're beating the hell out of her, and he's like, you beat the hell out of everybody. And he's like, I sure do. And it's like, okay, well, we're gonna find those teens, and then if we can't find them,
Finish her off.
Yeah, I'll leave a message, and then I'll go back and finish her off. And
yeah,
they're gonna kill her.
Just again, complete misunderstanding of what they were talking about.
Everything he's saying sounds horrifying to somebody who thinks that these are murderers. And then also, he leaves them
because they're so casual about it too. Like that would actually be more scary because like Tucker and Dale are just like, oh, like we're talking because we're not talking about anything scary at all. Yeah.
Business as usual. It's like
horrifying.
It's like
they've done this before.
The Chainsaw Massacre people. But yeah, he takes an axe and carves a message that says, "We got your friend," like on a log. And it's so threatening looking, but like he's just like, "I'll just put a message here so they see it."
It also looks perfect, like the way that it's.
He's got great penmanship for somebody whose pen is an axe.
Good for you, dude.
Yeah, I like that. I like that Dale's face is just completely fucking.
Well, that's the other funny part of the scene. Is his face is so swollen and messed up that when
wait, Tucker's
college kids, college kids. It's like making him sound more like a crazy hillbilly because his face is all swollen.
Yep.
I think I was like gut chuckling during that scene.
It's so good.
I have a bit of a like acting choice theory about him. I think that Alan Tudyk just put like to make it look like he constantly has chew in his mouth. I think he just stuffed like cotton balls in his mouth for this movie.
Might have cotton balls in there.
I don't think the whole time, but like probably in that scene. For the bee sting part, I think he definitely has something in his mouth because you can his upper lip especially looks like there's something going on there. And his voice is affected to a point that like it would be difficult to do that if you weren't using some sort of other element to mess with your mouth. Because I don't know if you guys have ever had like fake teeth in or something or like any kind of prosthetic on your
or you've ever played like the Chubby Bunny game with like big marshmallows and you like try to say Chubby Bunny.
I've not. Yeah. I'm not.
No, you've never done that.
You've never played Chubby Bunny before.
Okay.
I don't know.
Are you familiar with what Chubby Bunny is? At least
I'm now. Just told me.
I'm now.
I'm now. You got your friends.
Listen, I've been doing too many Tucker impressions, and now talk like one of them.
One of them folks.
Oh dear.
But maybe you're from the Florida Panhandle. Maybe you're from the Carolinas.
This is also when, because I think one of them goes back to the car, and then he finds the cop, who we saw at the beginning of the movie, who knows of the horrifying history of this area.
Is this before or after they're digging the shit? It's the shitter. It's the shitters where you shit.
Oh, right. I forgot about that.
And then they see from the woods her digging. And it's like, just make your dig around grave. But then also we noticed that she's still wearing like the hillbilly clothes, but they're now perfectly fitting her. But she's got like almost capri style pants on. And like and then we also noticed it's clearly tied behind her back. So there is a bit of continuity there.
It was my theory that there was like a sewing machine, like an old sewing machine in there somewhere. And she was like, I'll just tailor it myself.
Yeah. Because it is
Theories.
I always get jump scared by a theory.
It's too loud. Yeah, I think it's a solid theory because again, this is like where the internal logic of the movie just doesn't make any sense in this moment. You're like, oh, her clothes are perfectly tailored to her body now, even though it was 5 seconds ago, all a bunch of Dale's clothes. But
it's comedy. It's funny.
Yeah.
I'm okay to suspend belief on that.
It's also one of those things where like, I'm sure I've always noticed it, but like I could see someone watching the movie and not noticing it. You know, like they're just like, oh, she did an outfit change. It's like, no, that's the same outfit. It's just she tied everything and now it fits her perfectly. But yes, we get another series of unfortunate events where the teens are now they're ready. They're like, we're gonna take these motherfuckers down, and everybody gets a weapon. A couple people get spiky sticks. One guy gets the tiniest little survival knife or whatever, or like what's it called,
Just a-
Swiss Army.
I think
or
it's a
something.
screwdriver.
That's a jackknife.
Oh, is it? Okay.
It's like a Swiss
Yeah.
Army knife. Yeah.
And then
but like a
Chad
tiny
obviously
one.
has his axe, his security blade, which we love.
Security blade.
And they stealth up to try and take them out one by one.
Mhm.
It's so good. Yeah, like just this whole moment is just so ridiculous. But we get the toilet paper boy is the one with the knife, and the guy who's sort of like has the flat brim hat, who has zero personality. Like his whole personality is designed around his clothes. We're like,
Yeah.
this is what I think I would talk like this. And you're like, oh god, what is this man doing? But they both try and attack, and Dale once again accidentally knocks out Allie with a shovel.
Yeah.
Falls into the shitter hole or whatever the
Oh,
outhouse hole.
she saves him that time too, because Allison is the one that sees her friend coming and is like, "Oh my god, they're gonna try to kill this man," and she moves him, which causes
Yeah.
Dale to accidentally hit her in the head with the shovel,
Yeah.
and she passes out.
And
Oh,
Dale also falls into the grave.
They
I
all
mean,
fall in the
shitter
hole,
hole.
and then the boy who's running with the spear accidentally impales himself as well. And I think there's a world where I'm like, I kind of wish there was more creativity going on here in terms of the kills, because we already saw this style, but it is different enough that I'm like, it's
Way more brutal in my opinion because of the way he
It's-
falls right
this
into
shot
Dale's
is a
face.
lot.
Yeah.
Also, I really like, just before we get into all these kills too, where like they're all watching in the woods and they're like watching Allison talking to Dale as Dale's digging this hole, and they're like, "Oh my god, they're making her dig her own grave."
Yeah.
These monsters. But yeah, it's it gets bloody and violent real quick with all these kids trying to be heroes and not knowing what they're doing.
I am so cautious of wood chippers, just in general. Like,
How could you not be? That's a
they
death
scare
machine.
me. They're very scary. I think maybe Fargo affected me more than I thought when I was young, because I watched the movie pretty young. But this movie also, I'm like, and I used to live on like a suburban street in Toronto here, where it's like a lot of houses, and people were constantly cutting down trees and trimming trees, and there was almost always, every summer there was at least a week-long period where there'd be a wood chipper, and I would always like be just wary. I'm like, what if I somehow trip and fly into that thing somehow by
Right?
accident?
Like always on the opposite side of the street, like giving it like a wide berth all the
Yeah.
way around.
I'm like,
Yeah,
I'm gonna go to
I
the
get
other
the same
side.
way.
Yeah, I've got too much Final Destination in my brain where I'm like, something
Also,
could
this
happen. You never
movie-
know, because
this
it's
is
off
like-
as well. It's not like it's on. I'm like,
Right.
I'm like, what if a car drives by, hits a rock, the rock turns it on, and I trip
Like
on my
lightning
shoelaces
strikes
and
it.
exactly, I fall in there head first.
Oh, this is my theory that I was kind of talking about earlier. If like it's not necessarily mine, but I'm going to take credit just because I'm talking about it. But I was watching a video earlier today of somebody mentioning how this movie specifically feels like a hidden Easter egg version of a Final Destination movie.
Okay, yeah.
Specifically because at the very beginning, it all starts with like these kids at like when we watch them, not just the news broadcast of them also almost getting into a car accident.
Right.
And I'm like, is that not Final Destination energy?
Death-
and then
death
they
is the
all
villain.
die
Yeah.
because death finds them, and that's the evil. I'm like, that's cool. I
That's
like
good. I never
Right?
considered that. Yeah, that's funny.
Mhm.
That's why all their axe throws are so good at the end. It's death giving it
That.
all
It's death,
push in the right direction. Yeah.
right? But yeah, pretty cool. I like it. It's a cool thought.
We were trying to do another like Halloween thing for the Star Wars channel, and I'm like, I want to do a Final Destination with Star Wars somehow.
Final Destination is just so cool. Wait, have you guys done Final Destination on the pod?
No.
No, we're saving it.
We
for
would
Grimoire.
Okay.
Yeah, we'd have to do it because it's 7 movies or whatever.
Mhm.
6 movies. So it's a franchise.
It will be replacing something at some point, I think, once we get through the next, maybe the Halloween movies or something. Anyway,
Anywho.
yeah, I like that. I like that theory. That's a fun. That's not our theory, so we can't put the theory buzz. Hold your fire, Jason.
My hands are
Yeah.
here. My hands are here.
But
it was a
whoever
neat
came up
thought.
with that theory is that's a fun one. I like it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
And I guess like we should mention that one of them runs at Tucker with a little pocket knife, and Tucker bends down to get some wood, and the guy leaps at him with his knife, and dives headfirst into a fucking wood chipper. And Tucker's trying to help him, and he's like, "Oh God, are you okay? Are you all right?" And he's like, "Oh no."
But there's another one of those point of view moments where from the point of view of one of the kids, they look over, and it looks like he's like pushing him in.
Yeah. Oh, it's such a
he's
mess.
Just trying to.
Are you okay?
Are you all right? Yeah. He was dead instantly.
Instantly dead, and instantly like half of him was gone. Like,
yeah, and then also he's mulch. All the mulch is going all over him, like Tucker, so he's getting covered in blood. That's the funny thing about both of this is that like both of these horrific kills cover both of them in gore. Like now they not only are they are weird backwoods people, now they're covered head to toe in blood,
and their front yard is just littered with dead
corpses, and like bull skulls and all sorts of other creepy shit.
You're like, oh, that looks bad.
And that's when they return to the cabin, and then the two survivors there, short of Chad. I don't think Chad's with them. Oh wait, there's still 4 survivors. There's Chad, there's the one girl, and then there's Boob girl and
the smoky girl, and then
Locksman.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess she does smoke, so we can call her Smoky Girl instead of Boobs Girl. I call her Boobs Girl because she has the only.
She also has boobs.
She shows her boobs.
She's the.
And she's also in little wedge heels on a trip
in the middle of
You're like,
she's not.
I'm sorry to put it like this, but in the terms of Cabin in the Woods, she's the whore.
Oh my God.
My goodness.
She would, I get, well, you know what? That's not necessarily true because we don't see her like make out with anybody or like specifically be
That's a good point. As I said it, I was like, there's no proof.
Sounds like you're just calling
There's no proof.
I'm not.
No proof. But like statistically speaking, in the way that horror movies work, I'm sure if we had more time with the kids, it's possible that she could have fallen into that.
She'd make out with a wolf, yeah.
She'd make out with a wolf. I mean, as everybody does when they go hang out with their friends in a cabin. Right?
It's true. Yeah.
Smoke weed, make out with wolves, get taken down and talk to the ancient ones, and
smoke weed out of your cup, like mug bong thing.
Yeah, and become the final guy, the final boy.
Mm-hmm.
Final boy.
Love it.
He also gets doused head to toe in blood from the wood chipper moment.
Yeah, Tucker really gets a lot more of the gore than Dale does. Like he gets like a bit like on like the side of his face and his arm, but oh, poor Tucker. Yeah. After getting like stung in the face by wasps, covered in blood, he has a bad run through this movie.
Yes.
Loses his fingers later. You're like, oh my God.
So the two Smokey and Locks, they run off and they find the sheriff coming, and an other woman and Chad go off together. And once again, it becomes, oh wait, no, there's a whole scene before this. So they find, and then other boy, like Chad Jr. or what
Chad 2.0.
Chad 2.0, but that makes it sound like he's better than Chad, which I guess he is technically.
Beta Chad? Omega Chad.
Beta Chad.
He's the double
Beta Chad, I hope get some traction, because a Beta Chad sounds like somebody that looks up to a looks maxer
instead of like a mega Chad. Yeah, it's a Beta Chad.
I'm
sure actually that probably does exist somewhere in the lore.
If you watch the Louis Theroux,
I mean, let's be real,
documentary, every one of those Manosphere guys has an underling, and those are all Beta Chads.
Sure. I was about to say,
it's a great doc.
Let's be real. All men who consider themselves Chads or Alphas are Betas.
True.
They're not real men.
Immediately.
Yeah. They're cartoon characters of what men are supposed to be in their opinions.
It's like a worse version of Johnny Bravo. You're like, I didn't know that was possible.
Johnny Bravo was more respectful to women.
Yeah, he's an amazing. We
love Johnny Bravo.
Person to look up to. But all of those Manosphere weirdos,
I'm wearing my Johnny Bravo t-shirt right now.
Yeah, you are.
They're just it's capitalism wearing a new coat of paint, and that coat of paint is chipped and scuffed.
Yeah, it's not looking good. Landlord special.
No. Incel special.
Ew.
Fuck incels.
Let's not talk about this.
Shocking content.
Rails. I hate it so much.
It's rough.
I've had to take
Reels.
breaks from TikTok like a few times just because I'm like I can't handle this shit anymore. The mega Chad police are coming to get me.
I was just gonna say they heard you and they're coming.
We're putting you in a
Yeah.
cage, bro. What? Why? For
It's
disrespecting.
funny.
Looks
You haven't been
maxing.
look smacking
They
enough.
walk up and they're like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, you're gonna smash your jawbone into place and
Yeah.
take
Oh,
some
God.
fucking amphetamines.
Now women want me, but I don't want them. So that's
Yeah,
gay.
that's not
Kissing a
gay.
girl
It's
is
gay.
gay.
It's not. Is it gay or is it not gay? Is it gay? And that's pretty much that. in a
That's pretty
nutshell.
much
I
it.
remember
We can-
seeing it was like I don't know. Who's that? The main one, the one who was like on trial recently.
clavicular.
Ironically named
It's
himself
like-
after what sounds like a sex act, which he's probably never had
Yeah.
sex.
Right. Also, I think he's like rotting from the inside or something too. Like
Yeah,
with
because
all
he was
the-
taking a bunch of crazy drugs or something to like, I don't know.
It's
Anyway,
He like
Okay.
microdoses amphetamines.
Yeah.
which is just taking speed.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've heard that's not great for you.
I don't think so.
I've
unless you
heard
have
that-
ADHD,
Well, yes,
which it does.
but also that's a very specific medication that you get from a doctor, and it does help.
Anyway, he was a piece of shit. Surprise, surprise.
Just as
Surprise.
a side note, I don't know the continuity error with the wood chipper.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
thank you. We did have to go back. We were talking about the wood chipper, and as Stephen, you said wood chipper, I'm like, I'm gonna jump in and talk about that, and I forgot.
Is the guy still here?
Yeah.
I want to know what it is. No.
For real 17, are you still here? Whatever.
Wait,
You're
did they
not.
leave it in the chat though?
He didn't. He never. They never said what it was.
Okay, I'm gonna look it up on my phone.
They dropped that
I'm
little
curious.
nugget and then was like, "I'm gonna go watch a different YouTuber."
To be fair, I will say that was very early on, and I'm sure
That
they
was
were
like 2
"Oh,
hours.
That,
ago.
yeah, yeah. They
Yeah.
were like, "Oh, I don't know if I can wait that whole time just to tell."
They were here for a while. That was only 1 hour ago. In
Okay.
fact, so
It's a long time.
police are coming again.
Yep.
Mm.
It's
Doing
the
the rounds.
clavicular police this time. You're talking shit about our boy.
Oh boy. Sorry.
So they get into the cop car. Stripey shirt is there. What is it? We're gonna call him Double Beta, I guess. Double Beta's there.
Love
Locks and Smokey get into the car with the sheriff, and they're like, "They're killing all of our friends! Oh my god!" And same time, Tucker and Dale are getting back into the cabin. And it's like, "Oh, they're just killing themselves all over the place. Your friends just killed themselves." What?
It's like they're in some kind of suicide pact. What
Yeah.
do your friends take meds? Did they
Yeah.
not take
I
the
think they might
medication?
have forgotten to take it. Yeah.
That's where I got this picture from, where they're holding their feet and
Beautiful.
Tucker drops one of the legs.
Yeah.
but
Just try to
Dale's
be all
still holding one.
proper. So
Yeah.
good.
It is a very good scene. The sheriff comes out. They meet the sheriff.
Oh, I found out what the continuity error was.
What is it?
It's a prominent continuity error, is how it's written, regarding the wood chipper involves the amount of blood on the character Mike's legs. When Mike charges Tucker and accidentally leaps into the wood chipper, heavy arterial spray covers the back of his khakis and his shoes. However, in the very next scene where they extract his remains, so I guess that shot there that you have up, his pant, legs, and shoes are completely free of blood stains.
I would go.
Question mark. It might be right before that, then, when they like
Okay.
actually take him out
Well,
of the blood of the
Sounds
the
like
blood
a-
chipper, the wood chipper.
sounds like a John Hammond cleaning a glass to me. I didn't notice it because the movie.
But again, I'm like, I'm sure I was probably more focused on the facial reactions of our
Alan Tudyk
Tucker
being
and
like, oh my god!
covered in blood. I'm like, oh
Yeah.
my god, poor guy.
Like I say, man, if a movie's good, you don't notice this kind of shit. You only notice it
True.
when you're suffering through a movie and you're just like, look at that shit.
I don't even notice when I'm
This is
suffering
dumb.
through a movie. A
I
lot of
definitely
continuity
do.
errors.
'Cause
I
I-
don't really.
When I'm struggling to watch a movie, it's so hard for me to pay attention to anything. So my eyes are just like looking. I'm like, oh, there was a bunch of clouds in the background, and now the sky is free. Oh, that guy's not
Almost
wearing
like
a
you're
watch,
trying
he's
to
wearing a watch.
find something interesting,
Yeah.
like something that can like.
Because I'm struggling to focus on what they're talking about or what's happening in
Yeah.
the sequence, that I'm just looking at moving objects and looking for differences. Like,
Mhm.
where's
The
the,
only time
clue?
I
Is there a
noticed it-
clue in here?
Where's where's
the only
Waldo?
time I notice it is cigarettes. Cigarettes always are all fucked because they're
But that's
long.
because
They
you're
burn a
focusing on the
different-
cigarette because you want to smoke one. You're like, I want to
Yeah.
smoke one of them things right now.
It might be
fair.
that.
Yeah. I'm just looking for clues the whole time. I'm like, that's a clue.
They bring out your Nick Cage.
Yeah, it's a clue. So they're freaking out. The cop's freaking out, and then they go out to meet the cop, and it's a beautiful scene because they definitely try to explain what's happening. It's like, officer, you're never gonna believe this.
Yeah.
And
Tucker's like, let me talk. And Dale's like, cool. And then Dale does start talking, immediately messes it up.
he fucks it up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you must think I'm a dumb piece of shit to believe a single word that you just said. And he's like, no, it's true. Actually, we got one of their friends inside, and she could probably explain everything if I hadn't knocked her out. I mean,
accidentally.
Yeah. And
Like, what do you mean you got a girl in her house?
And she's in the bedroom. You're like, oh my God, please stop talking.
she's in my bedroom. Yeah. And Tucker's like,
Just like see him like
shut up. Yeah.
orating. Trying to be so polite. It's very funny. And then and then they're like, okay, well, like, it's fine. The kids are screaming in the police car, being like, don't go in. Why aren't you just
why isn't he arresting
him?
them? Yeah. And like,
And then
fair, but I think the cop maybe kind of is like, maybe it isn't these guys, because like those
he
hillbillies,
knows that cabin.
yeah,
right?
and he knows they just bought it,
Yeah.
so he might because and then he checks the concussion. He's like, she shouldn't have any brain damage or whatever, and then he starts to be like, you guys have no idea what you bought out here. Like, this place has been, and then he goes to lean on the beam that they've set up nice and cleanly earlier, and gets a face full of nails.
Which
And,
is the part of it's the gore that got me the most.
It's really good physical acting
Yeah.
of him like stumbling away with this like nails just like in his head, like this board attached to him. It's really not that gory, but the way that he acts it is very like,
there's something about realizing that a person's brain has been completely destroyed and they're still alive, but you know that
trying
they're
to
like seconds away
help.
from death, but they're like
A lot of
Yeah.
modern TV that has gore, they've done a really good job. Like things like The Walking Dead and The Boys, when somebody's brain gets busted, their eyes get red and like roll, and this kind of has that energy, and it's the shocking content.
Yeah.
Like last week when we did Slither, and they go into the barn, and there's the woman that's like crazy inflated.
Yeah,
that'll stick with me forever. This sequence is one of those that's gonna stay. Like the wood chipper didn't affect me because it's
more
person
funny
goes
than
in,
it
blood
is
comes-
gross.
Yeah.
Like, even though it's gross, it's funnier than it is gross, whereas this is a little bit more disturbing. You're right.
Yeah.
And I think that the point about Slither, like that, I mean, like, I hadn't seen the movie in so long, but even between when I watched it the first time and the second time, like, that woman, the inflated woman with all the worms inside of her, is like such a disturbing image. And like the fact that her hair is all thin, and like you can tell that she's been eating to feed all these creatures. Yeah,
I
but
need to watch Slither apparently.
Slither's
It's so
amazing.
good.
You'll like it.
Yeah.
Or you won't.
I think that you will.
I'm sure I'm sure I will.
Yeah, it's
I
very
just gotta
James
check it out.
Gunn. Feels like it could take place in the Peacekeeper universe,
Yeah.
Cool.
So the sheriff is dead, and then Double Beta pops out to grab the gun, and Tucker and Dale are like, "Oh my God, is he dead? Is he dead? Oh my God!
Oh no!
Not again!"
I'm looking at this kid with a gun, being like, "Wait, no, don't do that!" And classic
he's
Dale.
Like, he's trying to shoot a cat. He's like, you gotta turn the safety off on the side there.
He's like,
Why don't you tell
okay.
him you're gonna turn the safety off?
But as he's trying to turn it, he's waving the gun around like in his face, and he's like, "Don't do that!
Don't do that!"
Yeah. Blows his own head off immediately.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So
it was
good.
The more
fast.
the
Right back to funny again.
The fact that you've brought up that this is a Final Destination movie unofficially it's
Right?
getting more and more just sensical in my head. We're like, this is a Final Destination movie.
It checks out.
Yeah.
But it's also
like-
has all the elements of all the other horror movies that we love. But it does. There is
I
a
know,
Final
but-
Destination thing about it.
Yeah.
I like that theory because death is funny in this one. The deaths that they're doing, the kills
Having a
that they're
good
doing.
time.
I mean, death is
Or-
funny in the Final Destination movies too, guys. Let's be
That's
real.
true. Death has
Yeah.
a good sense of humor.
Death
always
knows
has.
knows comedic timing like nobody else.
In Final Destination, though, when people get like eviscerated, there's so much more fanfare and like explosion of gore. In this, it's very realistic gore.
I think that also like the pacing of all of the gore too. Like it is real. It's very like again practical effects. We've got practical gore stuff going on, which I always love to see. It reminds me of Evil Dead, which makes me happy. But it's also the pacing. Like in a Final Destination movie, you're gonna have like a whole lead up of like what is gonna be like the thing that is actually gonna make the kill, and then the kill in itself usually is prolonged. Whereas in this, it's like he went into a wood chipper, blood everywhere.
Yeah,
that's it.
But that's because
Okay.
it's not a Final Destination movie. We're not seeing all of Death's planning. We're just like seeing the final
Right.
result, the final destination, if you will. But
you said the name of the other movie.
oh, that's where they said the name of the other movie in the movie.
In the movie.
Yeah. So, I had a point that I was going to make, but I can't remember.
So sorry.
That's okay. I think it was just like.
That's when they said the name of the movie in the movie.
Nailed that.
Okay.
Beautiful.
I clicked the wrong one.
That
and
took
then-
as long as Death set up in the Final Destination movies.
Yeah.
Those fingers right there.
It's like we slow pan around Jason's apartment and like everything is dripping and like weird, and there's like a marble rolling across the floor, and he finally clicks the mouse.
Well, you've heard of chef's fingers.
Chef's fingers.
Death's fingers.
Death's fingers. I like it.
Write that one down.
Mm-hmm. Actually would like that on a mug or a sticker or something.
Now we get a standoff.
Just the same picture.
But it's Death's fingers.
It's just a skeleton hand.
Mm.
Now we get a standoff where Tucker and Dale are being shot at, and they're like, would you try to turn the safety on? Why did you say that? And,
Why are these kids killing themselves? Why are they killing us? I don't know what's happening.
I don't know what's going on. And then they realize that they have the dog, and he's like, "No, this is my favorite moment of Tucker's in the movie. Of Dale's in the movie is that he's like, "You kill my dog, I'll be really mad. I'll be really mad about it."
And
he keeps
so
saying
mad.
it. Yeah, he keeps saying it
With his nail gun.
I
Just
swear to
like,
God, if you kill my dog, I'll be so mad.
I'll be so mad.
Which is
He's
real.
just such
I
a
would be
sweet
so mad.
pea.
Yeah.
I would also be so mad.
He doesn't say I'm gonna kill you or I'll
No.
get you. He's like, I'll be really mad about that.
It's almost like as if he were to say, I would write a very strongly worded letter.
Yeah.
You're like, dude, you could be a little bit more than mad. It's okay.
Meanwhile, Tucker jumps out, I think, a window or goes out the back door and grabs
door,
the like chintziest like fern and is
Oh my
going
God,
through the. It's
so
like very
funny.
Bugs Bunny going through the woods.
Yeah.
And
You
I
said
like
that
it.
last
I
night,
like
you're
how he
it's
like
Bugs Bunny all of a sudden. Like, it
Mhm.
is. That is exactly what it is.
he puts it into like a log and puts it there and hides behind it and kind of does one of these ones.
Yeah, but it works.
Yeah.
Something that would never work is working.
It's beautiful. Love to see it.
Guys, it makes me sound like I'm farting all the time, but I'm not.
Oh, I actually didn't notice that at all, but now that you've mentioned it.
Yeah. Listen, I know when a fart's coming and when to mute. I'm not going to.
No,
be
that's
like,
fair.
But when it's just my chair making fart noises.
He's
I don't
such a
know
good
when it's gonna
microphone that you could pick up a fart.
happen. I do, yeah.
Yeah.
Not from here.
From where you are living right now.
My
Jason.
microphone's so good I could pick up a fart from where you are.
Yeah. Some high tech.
So yeah, the Bugs Bunny part is great, but also he gives him a nail gun to fire back with, which is also pretty funny. Like,
Yeah.
that's
Also, like
another good
the
movie
moment
almost.
Dale picks it up, almost takes Tucker out, and he's like, "Please, just
But he does
try
like
not to shoot me."
he doesn't even like say anything. He just goes like he just makes a noise, you know, like he just makes this like exasperated, you almost shot me in my face
Yeah.
noise.
I
which is
actually think
beautiful.
like that's one of the best. I mean, Alan Tudyk is so talented in many ways and is very versatile as an actor, but the way that he plays frustration with a person he cares about is one of the funniest things I've just ever seen in my life. It's so real and it's so lovely.
It's one of the reasons I love that Resident Alien show, is because he's always frustrated because he's an alien and like everything around him is like, he's befuddled by everything, he's baffled by everything, and like he only picks up a few curse words, and like because like people will swear around him and he's like, what does shit mean? You're like, shit, like he just like constantly says shit all the time. It's like his one curse word that he knows.
His comedic timing is gold. It's so good.
It's funny.
And it's also like, we were talking about this yesterday too. Sorry to very kind of quickly talk about it for a second. This movie is camp, but it's not like a level of camp that's like really out there in absurdity. Like there's a lot of grounding in it, a lot of heart moments, but like with the way that they just amp up their physicality, their comedic beats, like that frustration, the frustrated kind of sigh where it's like that could have been probably quieter, but you elevated it in a very real space is a delightful way to play this movie.
Well, it's like Jason said, like Bugs Bunny when he has the stick, the little wrench. It's like
that's camp as hell.
Kind of, and it's kind of like the point that I made at the beginning, which is like the movie is cartoonish. Like you could see this as an animated film, and it would probably work just as well, if not better. But the fact that it's real people sort of existing in this extremely stylized and elevated cartoonish world where everybody's cartoonish. Like there's
everybody committed to the bit, and it works.
Like even the sheriff is like cartoonishly cryptic, or he's just like, you don't want to go up there. There's nothing but pain up there. Like even that is like cartoony,
Like, thank you, sir.
Which works to the benefit of the movie, I think, because it's everything is funny. Like almost every moment in the movie, something funny is happening. Even when it's endearing and sweet and cute, it's also still funny. I love it.
Or it's just like an actor choice that happens to land just perfectly. You're like, love that. Even if like without a line, it's just there. It's cool.
So he goes out, he gets captured because he's like, nice day for a run, isn't it? and then runs off into the woods. They catch him, they knock him out, and Allison wakes up, but he's also being hung by the feet, I guess. Yeah, they set a trap. Or I guess the ankle. They hang him up in a tree and set a trap and cut his fingers off.
Well, Chad just goes a little bit crazy too. Like he's got like this is where I think we're really starting to see Chad's really violent side. Like clearly he's been an ass this entire time. Nobody on our side of the television like him. He's the worst. But I think this is the true moment where I think his friends also see like, oh my God, you literally just cut that guy's fingers off. Are you okay? Like that's we're really pushing a line here.
And we do learn later that like the reason that Chad hates hillbillies is because he thinks that his parents were killed by hillbillies, right? Like this is what he's
on some kind of vengeance kick.
Yeah. He hates them in the way that Batman hates criminals. And he probably thinks of himself as a Batman.
Yeah.
Or a Nightwing.
Or a Batman villain at one point too. We'll talk about it later.
He turns into one, So they mail but they deliver the fingers with a note.
And Allison is the one to go get it because like she's getting to talk to Dale, and Dale's explaining everything now that she's woken up from being hit in the head with a shovel. This poor girl also needs to get checked for a concussion because she hits her head a lot.
She's gonna have CTE later.
Yeah. But the more that Dale's explaining what happened, and he's like, like all of these like horrible things happened. Your friends just started like killing themselves, and I don't know why, and it's terrible out there. Don't go out there. And as Allison's smart, she's putting it all together. She's like, no, clearly this is a misunderstanding.
Some sort of horrible misunderstanding. Yeah.
She's like, I will be brave. I will go outside because I hear this racket, like something hit the door. Goes outside, opens the door, sees a bunch of her dead friends outside. And it's like, okay, maybe I also misread my own situation. Picks up this little package. And as she goes in and, they discover that it's 2 fingers that are wrapped up in Tucker's shirt. And it's unfortunately Tucker's bowling fingers, which is the most heartbreaking thing in the world.
Cut off his bowling fingers.
His bowling fingers. I think that's also like again, Allison is a smart character. I think there was probably, from my point of view, a hint of her questioning if Dale is telling the truth or not, because that's a lot to see. But then the moment that, they realize Tucker actually really is in danger, it flips her right back, which is nice. We don't have to linger on it too long as an audience. But it's still nice to see her.
Yeah, I think it's a lesser script if they tried to do that,
Yeah,
it's not funny. It makes you fear for the relationship of these two, because like up until this point it's beautiful, where it's like all you've seen is Chad being a nasty little goo dick, or what do we call them? Goo boys?
goopy boy, I think.
Yeah, gooey boy. And but like the relationship between these two is so sweet and endearing, where you're just like, I am falling in love with their love, and I think that they like each other.
Yeah.
And it only gets better. And like even in that moment where that's where you assume it's going in your brain because you've seen a movie before. But it doesn't do that. It doesn't do that shitty sort of rom-com thing. Like every rom-com, there's a moment around this point in the movie where like they break.
There's a miscommunication and something goes crazy.
This is why I hate rom-coms so fucking much, because they're so formulaic. But I get that people like them, and I know why they like. It's a comfort genre because it's predictable.
Sure.
But
also, you could argue that that's similar for a lot of like older school horror stuff too.
Absolutely,
right?
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah,
but you know what? Rom-coms don't have creative kills. That's what I like. That's why I'm there. I'm like, I want to see some fun death.
That's a good point. But there's the They Came Together movie, which is a parody of rom-coms, and it does a great job of lampooning like all the problems with rom-coms.
Right.
Did you guys ever see that one?
I call them problems, but that's like what people like about them, right? Which I get that. Like there's a reason that I go see slasher movies and I love watching them. It's because they're predictable and I know what's happening, but like I like to root for characters where I'm like, I like this guy, I like the cut of this guy's jib, I hope he survives longer than the rest of everybody else.
It's so funny you say that, because like I agree with your point of like it could be for someone else, not for me, which I totally get, but it is actually the same thing I think for people who like romances. Like they're rooting for their character that they want to like have figured out. Like it's all the same kind of thing. It's just different flavors for
I think for
folks.
me it's like the mundaneness of it, but like like there are some rom-coms that I fucking love, like Kate and Leopold. You guys ever seen that one? Time travel's in it. I like it. I like that Schreiber is like is a science man. He's like, I made a time travel in my elevator shaft. I'm like, that's cool. Give me more rom-coms like this.
Love that.
Anyway,
wait, is that that also has Hugh Jackman in it, right? So is that like
he's Leopold.
I know. Is that like did that come before or after X-Men Origins?
Oh, I forgot. They're like, we're reunited.
Yeah,
it's back. Liev and Leopold.
Last thing I want to say though on that scene. Sorry. No, you're. I tried to rails you before you were done, and that seems rude.
I was just gonna say that I loved Liev Schreiber as Sabretooth, and I wish that he came back in that Wolverine Deadpool movie rather than Triple H or whoever the fuck it was.
It's not Triple H, but it's like somebody like that. It's like some non-wrestler.
Got it.
Jonathan Punchman.
Punchman.
Okay.
Sorry, rails. But the last thing I just wanted to say was I as a lover of horror, but also as a woman in the world, it is nice to see, even though it didn't have to linger on in the story, it is nice to see Allison go out and like I could see just her acting choices, like the questioning. Like I'm like, oh, I know that you're smart. You're not just going through this and being like, I'm just blindly gonna trust this man. You do have doubts, but then you were just immediately given evidence to make you think otherwise. Great writing, great acting.
Also,
I like that.
Her new headband rules.
Oh, so good.
Her new bandage is like a piece of, I think, Dale's shirt or Tucker's shirt.
One of them.
It's one of their shirts. And like, oh yeah, okay, I'm looking at it now. It's definitely Dale's cut a piece of his own shirt off to make her another bandage. This is a detail.
Dale's always in plaid, but I don't think Tucker is.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
And her headband is but it's also like a rainbow. It looks like a rainbow headband. And I'm like, oh, she's going rainbow mode. Cool.
Very fun.
And then he is like, oh yeah, this is where it's sort of semi that romantic comedy thing where he gets like, why'd they think that? And it's like, well, maybe we had some previous prejudices that we hadn't considered before and thought that maybe you guys were murderers. It's like, what? Well, okay, well, and then he decides that he's gonna go. He's like, you stay here, I'm gonna go. But they do leave sort of on bad terms.
Or just like a little rocky for a second, but like you can tell, I think both of them also don't want to fight. Like I think that's like the baseline. It's like I can be upset for a second, but I think we're both on the same page that we don't want to be upset with each other.
We're on the same team, and it quickly it rekindles very, very quickly because the next time they see each other, he's like clearly concerned. Like, Allie, are you okay? And like that's when he's like, Allie, did he just call you Allie?
Allie,
you're in love with the beast.
So good.
I do like the trap going off, and if he had stepped even like a centimeter closer, he would have lost his wiener, and if he stepped a foot closer, he would be fully dead. But he gets the trap is
times
basically
like these. I feel so lucky I'm not hung like a bear.
Yeah, it was like a crazy like ballista arrow, like or what are the giant crossbows called? I don't remember.
Yeah, ballista.
Is it a ballista? Okay.
Yeah. It's also like a giant like vampire killing stake. Like cute.
Telling you guys, Tucker in jail need to fight a vampire.
Tucker jail.
Tucker's in jail.
Going to Tucker jail. Yeah, they turn into earnest movies.
Yeah.
Tucker goes to jail.
No, I like a vampire thing for them. I feel like vampires and ghosts, like almost like a hunter campaign, like White Wolf Hunter, would be good for them.
They already outsmarted death in this one.
Apparently.
Also, when I used to work at a summer camp. This is just an anecdote. And I went to the summer camp when I was a kid, and this guy told me, like, if you're chopping wood, you should never have like baggy pants on. And I was like, why? And he's like, because you can get it caught and it can fuck you. You'll end up accidentally cutting your leg off. And I was like, oh. And then I was wearing tight pants when I was at it was like a little bit cooler. It was late in the summer and it was a cool evening, and I was chopping wood for the fire. And I turned around and a kid started chopping the wood, and I was like, oh yeah, cool. And I was like teaching him how to, to chop, because there's like a technique that like makes it easier. And I was showing him, and I turned around, and then I heard like a like right between my legs. And I looked down, and like an inch away from my pant, the head of the axe was embedded, and it had flown off the top of the axe because I guess it got loose or something.
Oh my god!
Almost lost my balls on that one. I could stand to lose one because I always sit on them.
We talked about this last night too, with like the fear of your balls getting hurt, and I was like, sorry guys, I cannot relate.
You always sit on your balls.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the trademarks of your ennui.
It's one of my shticks.
Yeah,
it's actually not a shtick at all. It's a ball.
It's a ball.
My shtick and balls.
Wow.
Right.
I'll see myself out.
I'm going.
Enjoy the rest of your podcast.
Chicken balls.
Like that he actually left.
I love it. Well, I write down chicken balls. On my screen, I have Dale going through the woods.
Yeah.
With his machete.
Right. They're going to. Well, you just got to freeing Tucker, I guess, right?
Yeah. Well, this is after that. He's running through the woods, and he finds him upside down. Moments later, we're back in the cabin, and it's nighttime again. So did we mention at the start that this takes place over 3 days, and it's very good at keeping to that, except for the fact that we don't know when night and day happen?
I think we mentioned that it's over 3 days. I will say though, like I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that they continuity wise, like it is perfectly timed to have your day cycle, night cycle days, even though we don't have the in-betweens of it. I'm pretty sure it's accurate.
Yeah, it just makes it seem like the area that they're moving around in is large, I guess, because like it's daytime, and then by the time they get back to the cabin, it seems like it's 9 p.m. or whatever.
Doesn't that sound like in the middle of nowhere in Canada?
Yeah, it does.
Sounds about right.
Also, at this particular cabin, it's nighttime all the time, kind of like a Gotham City.
It's probably death in the trees. Or you see the bat symbol 2 seconds later through the woods.
Or it's the killer, it's the monster from Evil Dead, but just being kind of funny, or death from
Right?
Final Destination, be a little cheeky.
I think that like that was another thing too. Like this is my original thought when I first watched this movie was I think because it is the cabin and it is the woods and we do have a lot of Evil Dead motifs, obviously, and a lot of other nods too. I always thought that I'm like, is it maybe also a take specifically on like the Dead Knights and like the Evil Dead demons specifically, just messing with some people because it's funny? It could be.
Yeah.
But I like it.
I like the idea that the
Hillbilly
evil in
spirit
this movie.
possession.
Yeah, exactly. Like the evil in this movie doesn't really have a vendetta specifically towards these kids. It more
Only
so.
God does.
I said to you guys last night, like this is just a failed experiment by the Cabin in the Woods Institute.
Yeah,
You know,
the
It's
98.
one of the ones
This
that
is
got really got
1998.
away from them. Why is
Yeah.
it so fun? It's those two characters in the like control room, and they're letting things
So
go.
good.
It's like, why is it so funny?
They're
Why does
so
everything-
good.
Yeah,
Why is everything
to
so
rewatch
funny?
it.
tequila is my lady.
Yeah,
It's iconic. Like, oh, I love that movie so much.
I think
that was
since
my
I've seen that
truest
movie,
theory.
I've never had tequila and not said tequila is my lady. Tequila is my
Tequila's my
lady.
lady. So good.
Even on my you weren't there yet, Jay. I don't, or were you? Remember when were you there when the bartender brought all the tequila over?
No.
No. So he randomly came up with a giant tray of tequila on my
Aw.
birthday. And because we had been talking to him, and then when more people arrived, we moved into the crevices of the bar.
Oh
into
yeah,
the
I
back.
didn't make it to your birthday this year, right? Yeah.
No, you were there.
I think
You
you got there late, Jason.
Yeah, you
I
came
couldn't
later.
make it, unfortunately,
Oh yeah.
which is heartbreaking.
Remember when I got
Yeah.
my tarot card reading?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh my God, was
yeah.
it good? We'll talk about it offline because I'm curious. I'll give you a tarot reading too, and we'll see how accurate it is.
I have a problem with that kind of stuff where like my friends wanted me to do it. I'm like, okay, don't be a prick. Just act like it's everything is ooh. And I was, and I'm like, am I overselling it? I think I
Magic
actually
is
oversold it.
real.
Also, could be nothing, but
But he
they're
did have like,
fun.
he had weird custom cards in there too, and I was like,
Oh,
these
that's
aren't
fun.
all.
See-
and I was like, no,
ah.
some of them I made up, and I was like, oh. And then he pulled one out, and I'm like, he was like, this is the hook, and I was like, did you say that's the shit hook? And he's like, I didn't, but I probably should have named it that. So I was
Because
like,
that
yeah.
is actually what it means.
Yeah. And he's
Nailed
like, maybe
it.
I'll make a shit hook card.
Yeah, Locke was like 1 week old then. My brains were scrambled up.
Time was weird.
My brains were scrambled up by the time I got home. So
All right, be right back.
Because
You guys continue,
I
though.
passed you a party favor.
so the meeting happens. Chad and I don't remember the name of the other character. They show up and they're like, we're here to rescue you. And he's like, why are you guys whispering? There's no one here. It's just us. And they're like, oh, okay. And then Chad immediately is like, we have to burn this place to the ground because he's a prick and he thinks that it's evil incarnate lives here. And before he has a chance to light it, Tucker and Dale show up, and this is where they're gonna have a therapy session between them, group therapy, where they want them to tell tales or whatever. And it's pretty funny. Chad is like, Chad, maybe you should go first. And he's like, all right, I'll tell you where this started at the beginning. And he tells the story again about the hillbillies murdering his mom. And it's like the most traumatizing thing ever. And then Dale's reaction is like, well, first of all, I'm real sorry about what happened to you. Like he's genuinely like, I didn't know that was a thing that could happen to people. But all the while, Jason, I think his name, Lox and Siggy are outside spying, and he's like, we got to go in there and save them. And so they bust in during therapy, and
But we all. I wanted to mention too that Tucker pours beer on his fingers just in the background at one point. Yeah, sorry. And then I was alone on the podcast. You guys want to hear it?
But and then like partway through therapy, the door bursts open, and he has like a crazy industrial weed whacker, locks, and he says, "It's showtime, freaks!" Or like he says something like crazy.
Gather around, freaks.
He does say something like he calls them freaks, but he says something like it's showtime, freaks, or something like that, and he runs at them, and Tucker just dodges out of the way, and he accidentally cuts his friend's face off with the weed whacker.
Yeah. Grinds the face off.
And she was still alive for a bit. That was rough.
Yeah.
Not a
and
way
when
to
she's
go.
crawling and grabs him, it's horrifying. It's one of the most horrifying. Like it's darkened, and you can. It's probably CGI, but it looks really good. Like that's another thing that we haven't really. Yeah.
Also, like that moment specifically also feels like very directly Evil Dead, which is fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't look CGI to me. It looked like a weird prosthetic, but
oh yeah, it just happened. Also, the place is on fire because
it's full of gasoline, because Chad poured gasoline all over the place because
it's like, oh, we shouldn't have put that there. I knew we should have moved that.
Yeah.
Like, it's like a giant stack of like oily rags and butane containers and stuff. He's like,
they it like, to go back to what you were saying about it being like cartoony, it may as well have all just had TNT written on it.
Yep.
Literally.
Or Acme written on the side. Yeah.
Yeah.
You just hear yeah.
And good explosion. They run out. There's a nice little explosion from in the cabin, which I always like a good pyrotechnic. It doesn't
good.
beat the one from Jason 4 when the whole house fucking blows up, and it's like that's one of the craziest explosions that's ever existed in all of cinema, where they're like, that blew up 10 times bigger than we meant it to. Like there's probably still people who are working on that movie like picking splinters out of their bodies like 40 years
Michael Bay moment.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god. I didn't know he directed this movie.
Well, ironically, Michael Bay was a producer on the Friday the 13th remake, so
maybe that's why he was like, remember that one movie? We could do that explosion again.
Yeah.
And then they don't.
Mm-hmm.
They get in the car and they drive away, and before they leave, you see Chad coming out of the burning building, and he looks like Two-Face. He's now gone full gooey boy mode. We all knew it was going to happen, and we might as well have called it at the beginning. But he's gooey. He's a boy.
He really leans in to the whole I am evil. And then he gets more creepy towards Allison too. In like a second.
He goes full Two-Face from Batman during this last push.
Scar, fire. Totally fine Justin Trudeau on this side.
It's true, yeah. He just doesn't have a coin. That's like the only difference. Yeah.
Only they had time to work it in.
You guys remember my Gotham Radio coin flips?
Yeah, of course. It's good though. I like it. Also very cartoony.
Very good.
Yeah. Heads and tails. Wow, it landed on its edge. Damn. So they get in the car, they drive away, and they crash because Dale is just only looking behind him. He's not looking where he's driving at all.
Guys, we're gonna be fine. Everything's fine. We're gonna make it. Immediately.
And then Tucker is fucked up. I can't remember why. Is it just the accident of the car got him, or
that probably with the wasp stings and the trauma,
missing fingers,
pouring blood all over his open wounds.
I'm
but
sure
it also
adds up.
This sequence feels like this is his death moment. Like,
yeah, he acts it well.
It looks like he's doing one of these to his stomach, like, they got me.
Yeah.
When they have like a heartfelt goodbye moment too, which
he also is like, doesn't he say like, you know, having some second thoughts about buying a country home?
Yeah.
He's just like,
I think he actually said that right before we got interrupted with all the Turkish airline ads.
Oh yeah, Turkey. In
In the middle of a very heartwarming scene.
For the listener, we were watching it on like a free streaming service that I'd never
On
heard of.
Roku?
That none of us had ever heard of.
Yeah,
I don't think
and-
Cass, you had ever heard of it.
Nope.
We kept being interrupted by ads, and there was always 4 ads every time, but they were always
the
the
same.
exact same ad for Turkish Airlines. And by the end of the movie, every time it would pop up, we would just start going like, Turkey, 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 Turkey.
We're having a party with it.
I can only imagine what Chad was thinking while he was gaming in the other room, just hearing.
Why do they keep chanting turkey?
Yeah, every 15 minutes. Yeah.
Honestly, I'm sure he was like, no, that sounds about right. I don't
Yeah.
need to know. That just makes sense if that's happening.
He's like, I've never seen Tucker and Dale versus Evil, but apparently there's a turkey in it.
no, he
so
has
many
actually,
times.
so he would be more confused.
It's like there's
It's like
not
a Rocky
turkey in
Horror
that movie.
Picture Show situation too,
Yeah.
for some reason, where they're throwing turkey at the screen every time
Right?
Tucker.
Turkey's expensive. I'm
versus
not buying that
evil.
for a movie night for us.
Chad
Sorry.
wakes up in the morning and he goes out into the living room where the projector is, and he just sees like turkey bits all over the wall and
Yeah.
the mantle.
And
of the
also a
fireplace.
live turkey. Just hanging out.
Yeah, part of it.
Mhm. Whoops.
My phone is dinging.
I heard that. You're popular.
That's just Danny saying good night.
Mm. Good
So yeah, good night, Dandy, Dandelion. And then he wakes. So we go through the death moment, and it's beautiful, it's good, and it does feel like a death sequence. And I'm like, I really hope he doesn't die. I think the first time I watched this, I was really hoping he wouldn't die, and then every time afterwards, I'm like, does he die? And I couldn't, because he doesn't show up again until the movie. Like it almost feels like a post credit, but it's
Yeah.
just sort of like a prologue or an epilogue. Sorry. And this is where the movie now becomes like a superhero film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, the daytime again.
Yeah.
Also, we've got like our prime time, like, well, I guess if we're going with Chad being the Batman villain, we've got Dale as Batman, Allison is Robin, because Robin got tied up in one of Joker's plans or Two-Face's
Mhm.
plans.
Or
And then-
Allison is like the woman love interest of Batman.
I guess. I feel like she's usually more competent though. Like the moment she's free, she's like trying to, she's in it.
Yeah. Tucker and Dale are both Batman.
They're both Batman.
She's like, what's her name from Batman Forever?
Oh, like Mitzi Collins, or
I was gonna say like
that.
Vivica Globetrotter or something like that. Something weird.
Let's see what it actually.
No, I really like Vivica Globetrotter. Actually.
Yeah,
Can that be my next
it's-
D&D character?
It's Nicole Kidman, but her name is Chase Meridian.
Chase Meridian. I mean, Vivica Globetrotter's close.
They're sisters, but like that's like it's not their actual last name. It's like their stage names,
Yeah,
but they're
It's a-
related for sure.
because it's always like a TV personality that Batman goes after, or Catwoman,
Or a reporter, yeah. Or a
Yeah,
Catwoman. Either a powerful, intelligent lady or Catwoman.
or Catwoman.
Who's
Yeah.
also intelligent and powerful.
got a
in her own
type.
Right. She's good at
Mhm.
stealing shit.
Yeah,
She loves
you got to
cats.
research to steal well.
Mhm.
Ex-prostitute, cat burglar. It's usually Catwoman.
It's true. Catwoman would probably make a good investigative journalist.
Mhm.
True. Yeah. He's got a type. Batman has a type.
Yeah.
I only date reporters or Catwomen
Or Poison Ivy.
or Poison
Who
Ivy.
is a scientist.
I think that's because Poison Ivy can have that effect on just about anyone.
Anybody.
But you
He is everyone's type.
Yeah.
That's it. Love
I
her.
want to do Batman Forever on this podcast one day, and
Me too.
Batman and Robin.
Me too. I want to do a Batman month with the rest of the Batmans.
Let's just do all the Keatons one month.
Yeah.
I love that.
Well, we've already done returns, so we can do the.
But we can do it again. That was in the dead.
I think so,
That's in the
yeah.
dead era. That was when we were still filming on our phones. Remember when I yelled
Yeah.
at you guys forever to stop doing it on phones?
I
We used
had
to do it
like
on
3
Instagram
phones.
only. Look at how much we've grown in 5 years.
Guys, I have an actual mic now.
Yeah,
Crazy.
There's 6,000.
your mic
subscribers
sounds
on
better than my
YouTube.
mic.
Crazy.
I need to upgrade. I think.
I don't know. I can send you the deets.
Yeah, send me
That's
the
a good
deets. I
mic.
like the arm too. I would like to have an arm because I always am constantly having to like slide this stupid thing around. But having an arm to just be like, "Ring. Hello out there in Radio Land. Whoa-ee. So I feel like I'm delaying the ending because I like this conversation. I don't want it to end.
That's fair. Also, it's a
But
good movie.
we should wrap it up because we're over 3 hours at this point.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
Whoopsie.
Yeah.
But we get to it's like a sawmill, I guess, and doesn't seem abandoned. Everything's still operating. There's still electricity going to it. But we get a nice sequence where he knows that they're there somehow. I can't remember. I think maybe Tucker divulges these. Take it to the old sawmill.
Oh yeah, I think he does, or something, or like he probably hears ruckus. But I think he said something like he's going that way. Anyway,
yeah, I don't remember either, but he gets there, and then we get the Batman suit up moment where he goes into a random room full of equipment, and he straps in, straps on, and straps off.
that's that good old Evil Dead chainsaw.
Yeah, love it.
Starts her up.
He also gets like crazy, like those boots that are like the claws that you put on your shoes so that you can walk on logs easily or climb trees to do logging.
And his big welder's mask.
I assume that the people who would remember the loggers, you remember that like weird French Canadian thing that would play all the time when we were kids? Where
Heritage
I
moment.
do.
it was like the log.
No, it wasn't a heritage moment.
It was just a cartoon
yeah.
where it was like
I know the cartoon as well.
The cartoon is
Didn't
what
they
I'm
also
talking
do the Log Drivers Waltz when they played the cartoon too?
Yes.
And they
Yeah.
go burling down.
Yeah,
down
that's
the
this.
water.
That's this. It's like a music video for that song,
Yeah.
and it's
I
like an
recall.
animated thing. Anyway, the point I was is like they probably wore those too, right? Those guys,
Absolutely,
the
they
log
did.
waltzers.
Mhm.
Yeah,
They were dancing with him.
I used to love that thing when it would come on, man.
Me too.
Childhood.
Yeah, we
was
had
nice.
ESPN 9 or whatever, and
Yeah, and now we have.
you try to knock the other person off their log or just log down a river.
Yeah, that's like it's like the difference between when I was 9 and seeing that shit, and then when I was 22 seeing a bunch of Spike TV bullshit. I'm like, oh man, TV
Yeah.
was better when I was a child.
At 4 o'clock in the
was
morning.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one thing I miss is channel surfing. But you can't recapture it because when you have cable now, you can have terrestrial cable, but there's nothing on. There's literally just advertisements on.
And you can
That's the
see
only
there's-
thing.
everything. It's
You're
like
not
yeah.
getting a lot of programming too anymore.
Remember when you
like
had to
there was
just,
so
like-
much money for different programs, for different stations, for
Yeah.
creating things, and now it
Because there was only 25 shows in existence at any given time.
but yet there were 99 channels.
Now there's thousands of shows. They're all
There were
we just as an aside, we just bundled Netflix, Disney, and Crave into one for $50, and I was like, oh, it's just cable again. Even more so than
yeah.
How did you do that?
It already
Smart
has been.
TV stuff or through
through
internet?
through Bell.
Oh, Bell. Yeah,
thought-
Bell does
I
that.
thought you guys hated product placement. What the fuck are you doing? You're doing it in our show.
Or just having a conversation and also delaying the end of this conversation. That's lovely.
I
Yeah.
wanted to say that, like, do you guys remember, because now you can see everything that's on because it comes up as a TV guide style where you just like, oh, that's on. But there was a
Right.
time where like it would be like in between 4 p.m. and 6 p.m. there would be on 3 different channels, The Simpsons would be playing at the same time.
Seinfeld and
And-
Simpsons.
And you would
Yeah.
flip around to different whatever Simpsons you wanted to watch because you're like, I don't like this episode. I'll go to the other channel that's also playing The Simpsons at the exact same moment.
Yeah.
But then there would also be other channels that would play The Simpsons 2 other times after that, so you could just watch.
And then
an
if you
hour
go to
and a
your
half of
parents'
Simpsons.
house and they have satellite, you could watch those episodes, and then you could watch the West Coast and watch them again.
What are you
Yeah.
talking about? If I was at my parents' house, I was a child.
Oh, I'm okay. I'm talking about later, but when I go to my dad's, he had satellite, and he has the West Coast channels that are the same channel, just on a delay.
Hmm.
Right.
In the zeitgeist of that very quickly, because I'll add to the chaos of this conversation. I don't know if it's because I've been hanging out with you guys or what, but I have been getting so many more clips of The Simpsons in my algorithm, and it was something
Good.
that like I watched as a kid a lot.
Yeah.
That me and my dad had to sneak watch because my mom was like, "It's not funny," and we would like flip back and forth on the channels, being like, "We're not watching The Simpsons."
It's objectively funny.
It's so good, and I'm like, I think I need
I don't
to
think it's
actually
objectively
take
funny. I think
a
it's funny.
weekend
Like it's just funny.
and just go through and binge The Simpsons. I miss it.
I think
Like,
the
need
first,
that back in my life.
season 2 to 7 is some of the funniest comedy. I think it
It's
shaped
so
me as a
good.
person.
It
It's so
lives in my
good.
brain to the point that like
Rent-free.
I still speak in Simpsons quotes sometimes. And
Yeah.
people are,
Mhm.
you talk to somebody like under 25 and they're like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm like, you missed the baby, you missed the blind guy. And
Okay,
like,
we're really making ourselves sound old here.
if I
guys.
talk to somebody of our age, they'll know what there's like, oh yeah, that's the episode where Marge becomes a cop and she does the whole, like they'll just know
Right.
exactly what it is. And you can
That's so
quote something
good.
out of context and somebody will be transported to a moment of hilarity, but they have to be of a certain age. Like under 25, it's just not happening. They didn't watch Simpsons season 7 or like the zap.
Oh my
Zap.
God, I
We work
forgot.
hard, we play hard.
He
John
enjoys
Waters
the
was
company
a-
of men. Who doesn't?
Then Homer finds out he's gay, he loses his mind, and then he's like, "Oh, they're not so bad."
Yeah.
There's a lot of progressive stuff in this show too. It was good.
Yeah.
Gotta go back. Anyway, sorry, Rails, but Simpsons is funny.
It's great. So good that it's in its what, like 500th season or whatever the fuck. It's
Yeah, it's like
crazy.
it is the like 32 season 32, and they make shorts and
Mhm.
specials
Everything.
and all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
Halloween ones are the best.
I
Of
showed my
course.
dad it's The Simpsons like during Christmas. Me and my dad were just like watching TV. I'm like, he's like, I've never watched The Simpsons. I was like, what? Why? And he's like, I don't know. Like, I have a guy at work who talks about it all the time, and he tells me I should watch it. I'm like, okay, Dad, I'm putting on the Scorpio episode, the one where they move and like his boss is like a James Bond villain. That's my favorite Simpsons episode of all time.
Yeah.
And he was cracking hard, but that same season I realized it's like it has to be the best. It's the one with the cop episode, the John Waters episode. They're all in there. That season is like maybe the best season.
What
of any
season?
television
Season
show.
7 or 8?
I think it's 6 or 7, but it's
Yeah.
like it's further away from the beginning, but obviously very far from the
Kind
end.
of like golden era. Yeah.
It's where
Before
it's
they
like
I mean, they're
changed all
all
the
good.
writers up, and it started to get a little away from itself.
it's where like the show is grappling with reality in a way that like everything still feels realistic and there's cartoonish moments in it, but everything still feels like it could be something that happens in real life. Like it's not like
Yeah.
Family Guy level where he's fighting a
Real
chicken.
thing, Dash Bad.
Yeah, it's not like that. It's like all the character. It's because they were aping on other sitcoms for a lot of it, but also like really dramatic things and like using these dramatic elements to tell very compelling and funny stories. Right? They're like, what if we just
Right.
make like the episode where Marge becomes a cop is also like a really really good episode where she's like
So good.
Monorail. is
walking
one of
down
my
the-
favorites.
she's walking down the street being like, everywhere I look there's a crime, and she's like dog not on
Lowenstein.
leash, horse not wearing diaper.
Lowenstein.
Bless.
My name's White.
Oh my
Yeah, that's
god.
the same episode. And then she becomes a cop because she's afraid to fly planes, and then gets she's afraid to go on a plane, and then get just like, I'm gonna have a boost of confidence
Mm.
by being a cop.
I think that montage of her doing the police training is so fun. Like when she does like the crazy car chorus, and then she lands like over a bridge gap, and then Police Chief Wiggum's like, sorry, I wasn't watching. You're gonna have to do it again. That's so funny.
Let's wrap this up, man. I gotta go to bed.
Okay, so yeah, he goes in his Batman costume and he
Oh my
fights.
god,
Chad.
guys, we're at like the moment. This is our battle and
Yeah.
final.
Why are you dressed like that? I thought it looked cool.
I thought it would look intimidating. Does it?
Yeah, with his
Yeah.
welder mask, just
Yeah.
intimidating as hell. He was right. Scary. Scary. So Allison is on her conveyor belt. She is tied up. There's a big saw over her head. And we've got our evil two-faced Chad over here being like, ha ha ha, I'm gonna also make out with you before this because I'm gross and creepy. And get that saw blade going as we get this battle. Like Jason, you said last night, it was almost like a Star Wars. Oh my god, what the fuck? Laser beam battle. Help me, please.
Lightsaber.
Oh,
Thank you.
lightsaber battle. Star Wars laser sword battle.
I swear I know what that is.
Well, there's
Oh
the
my
classic
God, I'm
line in
tired.
Attack of the Clones where Count Dooku is like,
It seems that our battle cannot be proven by our knowledge of the Force, but with our laser beam powers.
dun, 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 dun.
So we've got like, I guess like almost kind of big pipe that Chad has, and we've got the chainsaw.
Yeah,
They're like
the
sparking
chainsaw.
back and forth. We've got Chad gets the upper hand for a moment, and Dale's kind of in the corner, loses his weapon. Continue. I'll pass it back.
Will they run out of there?
They run away. They run upstairs to like the office or the administrative
Oh,
office.
Allison gets out because of that sick
Yeah, he
from
does a
jail.
Last of the Mohicans styled tomahawk chuck.
That's when
And-
Steven was like, "Oh, I think you're right, Jason. He
They
does
have luck powers.
Luck powers. Yeah, because he just was
He uses the
and
power
just
of luck on his
cuts
side.
perfectly cuts the rope that he was struggling with to untie. It's like I can't get this.
Yeah, but he slices it perfectly just before her head gets scissored, and then they run upstairs and they're looking through shit, and they find so much information in this room. It's crazy. But he finds a
I
box.
feel like they went there first.
Yeah.
Could have
He
been
finds a box of chamomile tea, and you can see on his face he's like the clockwork is moving, and he's like, oh, I remember earlier when he said that he's allergic or whatever. And he holds on to it.
Remembers everything that he learns. Really,
Yeah,
just knows it.
he's the world's smartest man. And then she finds a newspaper clipping that reveals that, or it's not revealed, but the picture is like a Amish looking guy who's like, "Brr," but it's clearly the same actor, like just wearing like hillbilly outfit.
So funny.
Yeah, he has like the Lincoln beard and like a flat brim cap on his head. And they put it together that he was the baby of rape, I guess. Yeah, I think they say it. And I'm like, oh God. This is the
Yeah.
one thing where I'm like, ugh, but you know.
They've got this whole, it ties back to the story of like the one survivor of the massacre originally and what happened to her and who actually was she.
It's tough to bring rape into a story and make it still be this is what I would call objectively funny, Jason. Not The Simpsons. I would call this objectively, where it's like it is funny that he is the product of hillbilly rape and he's half hillbilly, and the humor comes of him being like, I'm half hillbilly, like he
And then
he
he's
hates
literally
it.
two
lines
days on
of
top of
story.
that.
Yeah.
What? Yeah, it's I wonder if, looking at it now, I know this movie was made a while ago. I wonder if there could have been a more delicate way for them to script it that still got across all the information that it needed to without being convoluted. Like,
I think that also,
it's not
like,
necessarily like incorrect wording, like it's correct wording. That's probably what
is.
happened. And
I think
and
it's
getting
just the
to point
idea of it
comedy.
now is different than it was then, because even if you go back to like 30 Rock or even Community or The Office, like rape was used as a joke all the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
All the
And-
time.
And like, I don't think I'm at liberty to say whether or not you can make a rape joke funny, but like, I think that where we are now in society, after like everything that has come out about how horribly predatory like the show business can be and all of that's, like, we all have a different idea of like what's funny and what's not, and like even just the idea of it is like really tough. So you're like, and they do kind of skirt past it where they're
Because
like,
it's
"Great,"
very
and then
much
they're
not
like,
the
he's half a
point.
hillbilly. The joke is that
It's
he's
not
half
the-
hillbilly, not that the rape
Exactly.
is happening. Yeah.
It's more just like, here's context of how we could have gotten here. But that's what I'm thinking, like in today's kind of world view and world we've learned. I hope we learn. I hope we continue to evolve and learn as time goes on. But if someone were to write that script or make any edits, it's the only edit I would make where, because the joke isn't, it has anything to do with sexual assault at all.
Yeah.
It has to do with the connection of Chad like having his like identity crisis kind of mode,
Yeah,
and trying to
that's what
see
the
him
joke
as, that's the joke. I'm like, I think they just could have reworded how that line went and it wouldn't have hit as hard as, because they actually said the word. You know what I'm saying?
I think you're right. Yeah. Maybe just don't say it at all. But you know,
Yeah.
this is also like, we're going to
It's-
get into the writer's room of something that happened in 2000.
This is nitpicky
or
and like
whatever,
it's fine. And again, like it wasn't a joke. It's still
Yeah.
safe.
The joke is that he's half hillbilly. That's what.
Yeah.
And how
And
do you make that the reality without it being the fact, right? And it's like, ugh,
right.
I don't like it, but maybe there's another way. Maybe there's another way. And then it would be this long convoluted joke of like the hillbilly was a sperm donor or something crazy.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also think too, like at the end of the day, this is considered a horror movie, and horror movies dabble in that all the time. So
It's true, but it's not good.
not great. Not great.
I think even Sam Raimi will admit that his tree in the first one is something that he's like, yeah,
not
I never
great.
really wanted to go back to that root system because I don't like it.
What a choice of word.
I was gonna say well, and I was like, root
That's
system
good.
is funnier.
But we do get this really comedic moment of this back and forth where Chad's like a little bit thrown off for a bit, and he's like, "What? No, I can't. That can't be true." He's getting this like realization, and then we get to kind of see the connection of Dale thinking, "Oh, the chamomile sees it," really like gets in his face.
Yeah, I like how
Very
they shot this too
too.
because they clearly put some like sparklies inside that shit so
Mhm.
that when it hits the light properly, like
Little bit
it
of
looks
glitter.
like it looks like magical dust hitting his face. He's like,
Mhm.
and that's
Yeah.
how I feel when like I have really really bad allergies. I think you know this about me, Cass.
Oh, I'm very well aware of your very bad
And
allergy.
like that's how I see the world when it's like my allergy season. I look outside and I'm like, look at all that fucking pollen in the air, and usually I see it like it's like I have
Yeah.
like Hitman vision or some shit.
Yeah. Maybe it's the
Um,
blue eyes thing. We're just
Right,
seeing
yeah.
things and
I can see
reflecting
things
it.
other people can't.
Yeah.
Ghosts and pollen.
An X-ray vision. Um. Oh my God! Sorry, I was just thinking. Is that why Clark Kent is usually blue eyes?
Blue-eyed, yeah.
He has
I can
X-ray
see
vision.
through your clothes.
But we get like this kind of moment of like, everything is escalated, but Chad is, what's the word I'm looking for? He has a moment where he is not a threat, and
He's
Dale,
incapacitated.
he's incapacitated. Dale and Allison are talking for a moment, and again, going back to these characters being these like beautiful little babies, my sweet summer children, they're both still like, oh, but like he's gonna be okay, right? Like I know he's allergic.
He
Like,
just needs his
do we need to
inhaler.
get an EpiPen, or like it'll be okay? And Dale's like, oh, like he'll be fine. He just like like needs an inhaler, needs a rest. And then we just again immediate comedy of errors. We just see Chad stumbling backwards as he falls through the open windows and falls to his death at the bottom of the barn. And they're like, cool. And then the beautiful shot of both of them just taking the shutters
Yeah.
and just close.
Maybe not.
I thought he got impaled again, but you look down and he's just.
It's just
It's a
he's
Michael
out.
Myers moment. I
It's
shot him
done.
6
Yeah.
times.
Yeah.
6 times. 6 times. I shot him 6 times. And this is where we get the reporter again, the reporter that we saw at the beginning, reporting on what happened.
Which did
And-
remind me a little bit of Scream. They did a close up on her, and she looks like Courtney Cox.
Well, I think because you said at the beginning of the episode that you forgot that the thing at the beginning happened.
Yeah.
So like I can see why you're like, oh, they're gonna do a Scream thing, but it's like, no, this is the this is the bookend. But like it is such a sort of forgettable thing that you're like, if you don't remember that, it's like, what's going on here? And it's like, I guess they're doing it as a transition to the hospital room where we find that Tucker is a-okay, except he has one of the fingers is wrong.
I think the girl
I think
that
it's Smoky Girl.
Yeah.
I
I
think
don't
she had
remember that
fingers.
one. I don't remember that one looking like that. I think
It's literally
was
like
wrong.
it would be like this finger, but then
Yeah.
the rest of mine are
didn't-
Stevens.
I didn't say this to you guys last night, but like I was kind of like, could you do that? Like, could you just put somebody else's finger on your hand?
Sure,
I
you
feel like
could. I
it's a-
mean, like
I think
people
there's
get
certain-
like skin grafts and like different like body parts or whatever that are donated.
But also his
think-
hand wasn't wrapped up like it would be if he had his
well, I mean,
fingers
it seems like
reconnected.
Lucky
he's
stat.
been in there for a while, you know.
This is what I'm nitpicking
Yeah,
Oh, that's fair.
after
I
all of
also-
that.
I
I'll
will
make the
say-
finger sandwiches.
this final moment too between Dale and Tucker, obviously for audience members, knowing that he's alive is delightful. Is it thunderstorming out, or am I crazy?
I haven't heard the lightning yet, but I'm sure I will if you just did.
I think I just saw it, and I was like, I swear every single time I'm on a podcast, there's a thunderstorm.
Well, no, I'm on this podcast specifically. 2 summers ago, I remember when I first moved here, we had a string of weeks. I think
Yeah.
3 weeks in a row where it was lightning storm, which is great.
In the pod.
Love it. But yeah, we get like this beautiful thing. We know Tucker's left. That's great. We love that. Dale comes in to the rescue as Tucker is high as heck
Yeah, I just heard
on
it.
all of his hospital drugs. But then Dale, being the sweetheart that he is, bringing him a Pabst, cracking that bad boy open and giving him a straw. I'm like, you do care. You do know what your
It's
boy
your favorite
wants.
type of drinking utensil is the one that's got a band in it.
Mm-hmm.
You like
I was having a Coke Zero with a straw in it today, and I thought about that.
This is very sweet. Their friendship is very beautiful, and I like it. So
I like that he admitted that, like, you know, ever since, I know this was during the death sequence, but like that he, you know, ever since we were kids, like, you've always been a lot smarter than you think you are, and I may have had something to do with that. I constantly tell you that you're stupid, but you're not stupid.
Yeah.
You're smart as hell.
Me all the time, and I just couldn't say that. It's sweet. And then also immediately, obviously, Tucker's like, "So you asked this girl out?" And Dale's like, "Nah, didn't have the chance." And we all have this moment of like, "Oh, damn it, Dale, you were so close. You could have had everything." But then they go on a little bowling date because she was already talking about how she's interested. And I mean, obviously, Tucker can't go because he's still healing his bowling fingers, which one of them isn't his anymore.
Yeah. I wonder if he'll be better or worse once it heals.
I would love to know that. Follow-up question.
I also wonder if he'll maintain that beautiful nail job on that one finger.
I'm sure he could get rid of the
not.
polish and manicure it to blend a bit. But the nail beds will always be that nail bed, so I don't know.
That's true. One of them just grows at a different rate all the time. He's like, God damn it! This one always grows faster than the other one.
Biting it.
I have something like that. I cut my finger real bad, and there's a scar, and the nail grows at a different rate than the rest of my hand. So
that's so crazy.
My fingernails.
Anecdotally confirmed.
My fingernails grow way too fast. I get concerned about it sometimes, and every time I bring it up, people are like, "That just means you're healthy." And I'm like, "Is it healthy that I'm like fucking Penance from X-Men?"
But I have real nails, so
they're beautiful. Mine are growing out. I need to get them redone.
This seems like OnlyFans content now, guys. Let's move.
You're right. Sorry. We'll just take that out.
Nails.
Only nails content.
We also bring out Dale's nail gun.
Yeah.
Dale's nail gun. Come on down, Nails.
If you kill my dog, I'm gonna be really mad.
I'll be really mad. I'll be really super mad about it. Yeah, and then we get the helmet is fun. Like he gives her a helmet because she got knocked out twice in the movie. That's fun. And
their little bowling date.
And they have the sort of creepiest, toothless other hillbilly bowling with them. Who's like, "You think I should go over there and ask those ladies to dance or some shit?" It's like,
and then like a brawl breaks out in the background.
No, he just knocks the woman out. This is like the joke for me. This is the one joke that doesn't really work for me.
Yeah, you're like, am I being weird?
I'm like, this movie was so beautiful up into this moment where it's like now he's just acting like the hillbillies that we've all been subverted to believe are like this. This guy is like this.
And also Dale and Allie are like, no, we've saved enough like things. We're done being the hero.
Should we go help her?
I wonder if that's also maybe like from writer's room perspective of why they did it, of like, no, like there is also still evil in those spaces. We just got some really good guys.
It feels like they wanted to end on like a big banger joke or whatever, like something ridiculous, which is like, I get but
that one doesn't land as well as it
I feel like
originally.
I feel like it is the most clearly jokey joke moment in the movie that I'm like, I could have done without that. I think I would have been fine with just a sweet potato ending where they just have a little smooch or whatever. Like I'm fine with that.
Yeah. Or even the final shot is like seeing whatever Tucker's new bowling strike looks like in like the next style over, and he's like, "What the fuck?" It
all keeps cocking the left or something, or like he puts his fingers in and one of them keeps slipping out. He's like, "The new finger keeps slipping out."
Good final line of the movie. The new finger keeps slipping out.
Why don't we have a sweet potato ending to this episode?
Okay. I love a sweet
potato
about
the Home
ending.
Alone of it all, I think.
Yeah. If you had to pick one, what do you think the Home Alone of it all?
The Home Alone of it all?
Can someone please tell me when the Home Alone?
I really gotta know.
When is the Home Alone of it all?
What is the Home Alone of it all?
Now that's the Home Alone of it all.
I think I only just noticed now that on the TV in that it says "Free Daniel Stern."
Free Daniel Stern. Yeah.
I've never noticed it before.
He got
The more you
allegedly
know.
caught with a prostitute or something. I forget. It was months and months and months ago. What's this segment do?
The Home Alone of it all. What are we doing?
The Home Alone of it all is basically the point in the movie that is either your favorite moment in the movie, the reason you went to go see the movie in the first place, the thing that was told to you that really made you want to watch this movie. It could be something from the trailer. It could be something from your friend's mouth. It could be anything. But it is meant to sort of be parallel to the moment in Home Alone where he slaps down the blueprint in the movie. And that's usually what people think is the best part of the movie, or when the movie really kind of promises on its delivery as to what a movie is, which is a little boy setting traps for burglars. And, me and Jason think that it's possible that every movie has one. It doesn't always have to be as dramatic as that. It can be whatever you want it to be. So, Cass, why don't you tell us what your Home Alone of it all is?
This is a fun.
I gotta say that's my best description of Home Alone.
That is actually
the
first time
did
that
a
I
great
remember
job
you
with that
guys
one.
trying to explain it to me even before we did the podcast that we were doing. I was like,
I don't get it.
what do you want me to say? I'm gonna
I think
figure
it still
it
has
out.
no idea
It's
what
because
to do.
it's so clear to me and Jason what it means that
Mhm.
like it's hard to explain. Unless it clicks, it's hard to explain.
That was really good though. Very clear. You should rewatch this after and script that.
Maybe we'll just
Yeah.
clip that one moment and play that instead of
Oh, wow. What's the Home Alone of it all over here?
But you forgot to mention that we also need your final thoughts and your ratings.
And my final thoughts ratings. I'll include it. You want this as a total? Do it all in one? Sick.
Yeah.
This movie is tricky because I think there are so many Home Alone of it alls. That is lightning. It is thunder. It's my time. It's just because it also, again, like it feels like a kind of like trap movie. Like you've got a bunch of like Kevin McAllister kind of moments that are happening, but it's more maybe death doing it. I have two main ones. My first is in our gas station scene with Dale and his scythe and his very bad attempt as trying to be social and coming across very, very creepy. I think that is kind of our first like real introduction to the zany miscommunications that will be happening later on. And then my second, oh my God, I just had it in my brain, was fuck. It's something to do with Alan Tudyk being hysterical.
He's so funny.
It was very, very good.
I think maybe the people that used to live here were archaeologists or something.
Yeah, they were clear.
It was the pulling Allison onto the boat and yelling, "We got your friend!"
How the hell they running? We got your friend over there.
What do they do? It's so good. It's so delightful. But honestly, like this movie is packed with it. My final thoughts. This movie is such a delight. Like now that I've rewatched it, I think the last time I rewatched it before yesterday was maybe about 2 years ago. Because Chad had never seen it before, and I said, "That's absurd. You have to watch this movie." And we both just had a great time. And I think I've realized after yesterday, I need to put this into my more frequent cycle of things to just dive back in.
To a chicken noodle soup.
I might upgrade it to a chicken noodle soup. It's so delightful. The acting is amazing. The script is so wholesome, even though it's absurd and zany and gory. It's so filled with heart. My rating, I don't know. I'm gonna give it 1,000 wood chips out of 1,000 bloodied wood chips.
Thank you, Cass.
Thank you.
Jason, do you want me to go first? I know you like to kind of do the end part, so I can do it first if you want.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
My Home Alone of it all. Oh, such a hard choice. But there's one pick.
I'm gonna, I agree with you, Cass. Like almost every single moment of subverted horror is beautifully executed, extremely well written, and hilariously acted by everybody in the movie. That it's really difficult to pick one. I I think for me, when the movie really ramps, it has to be the beehive moment. And I was really happy that you were able to tell us that like they had that in their head for years and years before. And I'm like, that makes total sense. Like they thought of one joke and they created a movie entirely
That's
around
such a
that one
funny
joke.
thing.
And it's such a
Yeah.
good moment in the movie that I think I'm going to have to pick that as my Home Alone of it all.
Yeah.
Because as we, kind of endlessly discussed during that moment, it's like, you see everything there. You see the horror on their faces. You see the confusion on his face. You see the fact that there's this horrible misunderstanding happening involving bees, which is just scary in general, but funny in the context of the movie. And then we also get the look of realization on Mitchell's face while he's dying and realizing like, they're not evil. They're just scared of bees. Like everybody's scared of bees.
They sting it hurts.
Yeah. It's also just like well shot and very good. It's a very good moment, but I could list a million others because I think every single moment of that subverted horror is so good in this flick.
Yeah.
My final thoughts. I feel like during our discussion, I've praised it the entire time. It's such a good movie. It's one of those things that I regret that I didn't give it the time of day when I first heard about it and just assumed it was some dumb movie about them fighting like Buffy the Vampire Slayer style, like men in monster makeup or something. But it's so much, it's so much more unique and interesting than that because, the final destination of it all that we've discussed aside, it's just like
The
a
final
creative
destination of it all.
it's just a creative way to tell this story, a story that we've seen 1,000 times before and as we discussed about romantic comedies and horror movies, it is formulaic and you do know what's going to happen next. And this movie doesn't necessarily stray too far away from those things, but it presents them to you in a way that you haven't seen before. And I haven't really seen since. I mean, I'm sure there are episodes of like Supernatural or something that does stuff like this, but I think it's so well done and the humor completely lands for me in every way. This is the kind of humor that I love. And I think that it's aged very well. I don't think there's much about this movie that we didn't already bring up that I'm like, that is maybe not great today, but like everything in this movie is pretty much fine. And I can't see a world in which it isn't, other than, again, those tiny little things that we already talked about.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like, this is the kind of comedy that I get amped for. And I will tell people I will recommend, like, I've recommended every movie this month, but this one I would recommend to almost anybody. If you're okay with a little bit of blood and guts, it's never disgusting to the point that you're like, I gotta look away. It's always just funny.
It's so campy.
It's the funniest way you can do it.
Yeah.
If I had to give it a rating though, holy moly. If this movie used to live here, it must have been an archaeologist because these bones are great and I'm glad I discovered it.
Yeah, it's like
For the Home Alone of it all, for me, it has to be any time that it seems like Tucker and Dale are the villains, right? But those moments happen significantly less than I thought that they did, based on everything that I was sort of taught to remember about this movie. So my Home Alone of it all is literally like when the kids like go to the house and they start to like think about how they're going to take down these hillbillies, because from then on it becomes like a reverse horror movie. And I love that. My final thoughts for this movie, literally, like, it's one of those special features that this whole month I was looking for in all of the other movies we did, and I finally found it in this. I can't believe how watchable this thing is. The other movies we did this month all kind of have the same vibe, but they have their like down points, and they'll be not as interesting as this truly is the whole time. Like I wasn't bored at any point during this movie, and I know for a fact that if I had watched this alone, I'd be gushing about how this was an easy movie to just sit down and watch the whole thing all the way through without breaks or without like, oh, I gotta go on my lunch break or whatever, because I usually watch.
Too bad we had all those Turkish Airlines ads.
Well,
That was our
those
break.
enhanced it in a lot of ways, because hanging out with you guys is one of my favorite things to do. You're two of my favorite people to be around, and you're two of my favorite people to like consume media with. Like it like truly, like that's my Home Alone of it all, is watching this movie with you guys. But there's just so much.
That's so sweet of you, Jason.
Well, there's just so
Tucker and
much
Dale
to
at it again. I feel like Allison needs to come in and mediate.
Yeah. There's just so much to love about this movie. If I was to give it a rating, I think that like this is a 4.5 out of 5 for me. The only 0.5 is like, it's cartoonish, and it's a little bit like it's hard to recommend to people that aren't into this kind of thing, but that's neither here nor there. I'd give it a 5 out of 5 if I was able to do that. But it is very niche, and it is very like tuned to people's sensibilities and sense of humor. That's the only reason I don't give it a 5. I do actually give this a rating of 3 fingers on one hand cut off and reattached, and one of the fingers is a different person's finger.
So it's a 4 out of 5, and one of the fingers is more beautiful than the other ones.
Yes.
Yeah.
4.5
Does
out
that
of
mean
5.
it's a 6 out of 5?
It's a 6 out of 5.
The first ever.
You have a 6th finger on one hand. Yeah. And
So
truly, I'm not just, it's not platitudes. I love when it's just the 3 of us on a show.
It's so fun. And it's
Thanks,
nice
too.
to hang out with you guys
Fun.
beforehand too, and vibe
I
it
like
out.
watching movies with you guys as well. I wish we could watch every movie that we watch every week together.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
I do think that our insights are a little bit better when we do that as well, but I'm also usually hungover when we actually do the show. Which
You
I
guys
don't.
were both like, I'm usually hurting, but I have like other stuff I have to do, so I have to be weary. But like when you don't have that like thing in the back of your head, and you're like, I'll go to the bar till 3 a.m.
When you
which
don't
I
have
would
a
have
We
come
weren't.
with you. Yeah, I
We
would have
were
come
only
with
out
you.
until like maybe 1:30, but then I was awake because I can't
Yeah.
sleep.
Well, yeah, I went home and I drank 2 more beers.
Okay, that's on you, Steven. That's why
Yeah.
I was only tired today.
I talked to one of our writers for hours, and we both put our webcams on. And we're like,
Got
"Whoa!"
it. No, that makes sense. That checks
Yeah.
out.
He was
Awesome.
sober.
But I
and
love you guys. This is a great episode, and that's my Home Alone of it all.
Love you guys. Absolutely fresh.
I wish that every month that we did was full of movies that were this enjoyable to talk about, because
True.
it's rare that we get a full month where every single one is just something that's this
Gold.
enjoyable to
And then also take place within a time span of 5 years.
maybe that's
Yeah.
the secret sauce. You
Golden
gotta
era.
Yeah.
look for a movie. Let's do Sahara next week, or the Walking Tall, or whatever.
Yeah.
Mm.
But let's talk about our plugs, and then we can all go to sleep or stay up and drink. Who knows?
Let me just plug this in right here and
Nice.
Sometimes I forget that I actually did that into a microphone.
Yeah.
I like.
Yeah. So the plugs are when we talk about our pluggies.
Yeah.
Anything going on in the world with you, Cass, that you'd like to tell us about?
I don't know. I've got some commercials out in the world right now, but I never know when they're out or if they're out until somebody tells me about them. But you might hear my voice in some things on the radio or see my face around. Other than that, me, I'm vibing. I'm creating some stuff. I'm making music. I'm here. But yeah, just message to the world is rock on and don't ever change, and enjoy this thunderstorm. It seems like a good one tonight.
Yeah, it's loud and in charge out there. Well, Cass, thank you. You're welcome back every single time that you'd like to be here, and
Nice
we'll
to
see
hang
you
out.
literally next month for Feminist Masterpiece Theater.
I'm excited.
It's
Got
a
a lot to
great-
talk about.
It's a great theme month. I like that month a lot.
Mm.
I'll go.
Sure.
Hey, it's me, Pluggy, McPlug, and I love plugging stuff. Wait. So
Happy Pride.
happy Pride, everybody. They call me the Butter Boy or whatever I said it earlier.
The Slime Daddy, or what was it?
Slime Daddy and Goo Boy or Gooey Boy.
Yeah, Goo Child.
The Goop Kid. So I do lots of stuff. You guys know me. I'm all over the goddamn place. I'm all over YouTube. I'm a YouTuber. I have 3 YouTube channels. We just got almost 85,000 subscribers on Star Wars, and Game of Thrones is not far behind. Our Harry Potter channel is also doing okay. Please check those out. I love doing it. I put a lot of time and effort into it, even though some of you dildos out there still think that I'm an AI voice. I'm not. I do all the character voices. I am the voice of the channel itself. I narrate everything. And, some of you have been kind enough to send me messages saying, like, I listen to you every night to fall asleep. And that makes me feel nice. I have a good storybook voice, I think, according to some of these perverts. So I'm just kidding. I love you guys.
He loves his fans. To be fair, he also calls us perverts whenever we're playing D&D at the table. So it is a term.
He calls me a pervert for talking. So.
Yeah.
It's true. You are a pervert. Stop talking.
Yeah.
So we also just released a lot of our content on the Sonar Network as well. So you can find us under those same names, Darth Theorist, The Three-Eyed Theorist, or we don't actually have the Harry Potter one up yet because we don't know if it's worth it at this point, but we're thinking about it. And also on the Sonar Network, I am a part of the Stanland podcast. It's a comedy drama with a lot of famous people in it, celebrities that you all know and love. And we also did Randy recently. We should check out that. I did a lot of re-edits for that. And I'm going to be currently am working on another one called Snowtop, which is a really fun project. Actually, Cass did some recording a couple of weeks ago, so Cass is going to be in that as well. Jason might be in it at some point too. Don't worry, Jason, I got your back, brother. We're looking to fill some slots, and I'm also going to be in that as a fun side character. I can't tell you too many details, but I'm also going to be doing all the sound design for that as well, which is exciting. And it's really cool to work with these people because they're all funny, and I'm getting to meet a bunch of interesting celebrities that I never thought in a million years I'd be able to talk to. So it's kind of cool. And that will be coming soon, but I also don't know if I'm supposed to be talking about this, but who gives you a frick? It's going to be fun. I've read through the scripts. I've been listening to a lot of the people record. We've been recording remotely with a lot of these different actors, and it's super funny. So I'm pretty excited for it. And I'm excited that I get to play like a funny character in it. I want to tell you more about my character, but I probably shouldn't. But I like doing it.
That's when I take out the cane and just
yeah. I'm like, oh, hey, okay, bye, fellas.
Yeah.
That's dope, Steven.
And Jason, how about you?
It's easy. Watch this show. Hey, did you see this one? Each and every week right here on Facebook, Instagram. Nope, we don't do that anymore. Twitch and YouTube. Twitch and YouTube are the big ones. Facebook, it's there to have. You can watch the on-demand version right after the show goes unlive. I guess that's what it's called. Nope, that sounds like more live. You can find that. And then over the weekend, we put up the audio-only version and the video version, which used to be a truncated version from a live pre-show we used to do, but I canceled that. It's canceled. I need 30 minutes back because I'd also like to shout out my child. His name's Locke. In addition to that, our very own Stephen Waters does great
That's me.
illustrations that you can find on t-shirts on Redbubble and TeePublic. We got the Corporate Tunnel Syndrome.
Oh my God, love.
We have the Howie Mandela Effect. We have the Grimoire of Familiar
I
Killers.
still want this. I want this in like a full print, and I keep forgetting.
Well, you can get that in a full print if you head over to TeePublic and Redbubble.
I'm
You
writing it
also get-
down. I gotta stop forgetting about it.
You also get the Eldritch Millennial.
I love the Eldritch Millennium.
Also, Cass, I can put the character drawing that I did of your character on Redbubble, on my Redbubble, if you ever want to print it as well.
Oh my god, you know I do.
Okay,
I do.
I'll do that right now while we're talking about this.
Somebody in Germany bought this on a sweater.
I love the Kool-Aid Man.
The Kill-Aid Man. Got its machete. We got the Twinkerbell fan favorite.
It's Pride Month, guys.
It's Pride Month. And speaking of Pride Month, Chef's Fingers, which I think is a Cass original.
It's not me. It's my buddy Shane, but I have brought it to the world because the world deserves it. Oh, lightning.
Here's the thing. The only other thing I needed to really talk about is.
Ooh, I heard that one too. That was a big one.
Heard it through your microphone. I feel like. Yeah, it hasn't even hit me yet.
Mine.
I'm the voice of Super Kick Wrestling here in Toronto. I'm an announcer. We have a show coming up. Well, this is actually a show. I'm going to talk about it more next week on the show. I'll have a card and everything, but it is technically another promotion. It's called Wrestle 6, and it's from a esteemed sports podcaster named Johnny iPro. And they're putting on a show, and I'm going to get to announce that on July 4th at the Superkick Studio on St. Helens Avenue, right at Dundas, Weston Bloor. I'll have more information for that next week. We also have a show for Superkick at the Great Hall on July 31st. So I'll obviously tell everybody what the card is going to be. I don't have anything yet because we haven't booked it, but those are the things coming up for Superkick. And that's pretty well it. And I think we've reached the end of the show. There's just one question that needs to be asked each and every week. And the guest always has to ask it. So, Cass.
Me.
Yep. Man.
I love that I've done this a million times, but somehow I always forget. What was it? Oh, right. Hey, did you see this one?
Tell me a joke before I lose it.
Tell you a joke.
Before I lose it.
Oh, God. Stephen, help.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
You dick. Oh.
Beam up some Star Trek content with Live Long and Podcast. A roundtable movie discussion with Hey, did you see this one? And take a peek into the darkness with Heard Noise, Must Investigate with Michael Chan. Watch us duke it out on trivial debates. And let's chat about TV with the Super Mater Brothers. It's all here on the United Federation of Podcasts.
Oh no!